Avast, ahoy, and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your confidently prepared and dangerously organised DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more joy than receiving a 4-figure car repair bill to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and another episode in my Humblewood world of monsters and magic. With me, I have me hearty
no joy at
crew. Yeah, look, any joy is more joy than that particular one, but it happened last week, so yeah. With me I have my hearty crew, the all systems go Daria, surname redacted, the hot to trot Karen Schlink, the up for it Fenway Jones, and the up for whatever Brendan Ellis. So let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Daria, who the heck are you?
Why are you going to out me like that?
Yeah, you completely destroyed Brenda with that one, and I appreciate it. My name is Daria. I'm an artist. I do portraits and emotes and such, and I'm here every Thursday. I don't know why I said next. Every Thursday playing Humblewood.
Splendid. Karen, who the heck are you?
I am Karen, sometimes known as the mother of bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer, an internet addict. You can find me here or on Twitter as Mother of Bunnies, because I'm kind of still hanging on to that dumpster fire. And you can also follow my Bella Sculptor ego, Miss Lola Moore, on Instagram, or you can listen to me in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons.
Splendid. Fenway, who the heck are you?
Hi everyone, I am Fenway Jones, also known as still Fenway the Teen DM on Twitter. I really have procrastinated changing that, by the way. But I was the founder of Jasper's Game Day. Yeah, that's really what I got.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And Jasper's Game Day was an amazing thing, and I don't know how many people have said it to you, but I understand that there has been a change of circumstances with Jasper's. However, I want to make it clear to you, Fenway, that everybody thinks that your work on that was absolutely phenomenal. So we thank you very much for all the work you did over the years on Jasper's. Well done, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Brendan, who the heck are you?
Well, I'm really just up for anything, really.
Yeah.
I'm Brenzer in chat, so if you have a proposition for me, send me a DM. And I will probably say yes, because that's who I am, baby.
He's also catabatic. I don't know if you know that. And mesdames et messieurs, dames und herren, and beings of indeterminate gender of persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife, Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my splendid friends. We're currently having a game of Teens in Space happening on Monday evenings. Although next week will be the last one of that, because Midnight and Madness will be starting back up again the Monday after that. Oh yeah, we're going back to Barovia, where the gang is mid-combat with a lich. That's going to be fun for them. And then Party Healer has just not been there anymore. That's going to be fun. That's it's going to be totally fine. Helvig the Robo-Hedge is gone now. He's back on the Plane of Fire, having a lovely time. Other than that, you can find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar and his little dragon Rosh. And if you come down to Bridgetown this weekend, I will be DMing at Winterfest, where you can play with me either in the afternoon or in the evening for the Dungeons and Drunks session, and watch this space for some more Dungeons and Drunks style situations very, very soon. Cool. Well, guys, can I get somebody to talk about the Ukraine, Karen, please?
Me. Because I never get to do it. You may have heard about the situation in Ukraine over the last year and a bit. It's been a bit dodgy. Some shit's gotten fucky, as we like to say in Australia. So if you're in a position to extend some financial support to the Ukrainians going through this difficult time, there are 2 links in chat. The first is for the Emergency Action Appeal, which is just a straight up donations, a list of charities and not-for-profits from Australia that are helping the refugees. So you can just pick your preferred not-for-profit, send them some money, and they'll be like, thanks, cool. And the second link is for the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth, from the Dragon's Vault, which is a wonderful D&D booklet. It's got one shot, it's got creatures, it's got subclasses, it's got a beautiful Ukrainian-inspired map. It's really cool. If you want to see the one shots on our YouTube, you can go watch that. And if you donate the very reasonable sum of £1, you can get a copy of it. And all that money goes to the British Red Cross Appeal for Ukraine.
Splendid, thank you very much. And we have just been raided by Jack Squarepeg. Hey, Jack, you bloody champion. How's it going, mate? Jack, you excellent individual. For our raiders, Jack will be joining us next, not Monday coming, but the Monday after, for the recommencement of the Midnight and Madness campaign, in which he plays Smoothie, the lovely little bat folk boy, who is a cleric and a lovely being, but also has a dark past. How moody and difficult and interesting. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. How was Baldur's Gate 3? For those who were watching me and don't know them already, Jack is a splendid being and a glorious member of the community. Hey, Lawright. Lawright was over there playing as well, I believe. So let's have a Jack Squarepeg shout out. They were indeed playing Dungeons and Dragons. Oh. Splendid. Cool. Well, that's what they were doing. This is what we're doing. To our raiders and everybody else as well, we have all the exclamation mark socials.
Oh, have you added our Threads account yet, Josh?
I have not. Equipped, primed, and possibly even fit audience should possibly also be aware of our exclamation mark Discord, where you can come and join us there. And we have a YouTube, as Karen mentioned before, where you can catch all the episodes you may have missed, including that special one that we did as part of Jasper's Game Week last year, 2 months ago, I think, which was the backstory episode of Jack's character, in which Jack played his granddad, and Fenway was there as well as Dahlia. That's where we first met Dahlia. We were playing Baldur's Gate 3. Jack plays a gnome paladin, and I play a halfling rogue. Ah, excellent. How are you, Lawright? Good to see you, my dear. Lawright is going to be back joining us on Monday evening for our Teens in Space game, which is going to be fun. We are proudly affiliated with Wooten Forge gaming accessories, creators of WA and possibly even the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this gorgeous Jara Dice Keeper, held together with some pretty darn strong magnets. It's gorgeous. They can laser engrave on things, and if you head on over to wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, you can pick yourself up some lovely artisan quality D&D stuff. And if you do, you bloody champions, we get a tiny little kickback. Guys, I think we need a bit of a recap. And from memory, I think it's Brendan's turn. So what the absolute heck happened last time?
Well, that is the question.
I'm pretty sure it's not my turn, but I'm happy to do it anyway.
Look, I can if you like, but it's been so long.
It's not mine, because I did it last time. I remember that much.
It's fine.
I can do it.
You want to do it?
Sure.
Do it together.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's juggle this, Brendan, because I remember everything, but I want to quiz you on this. So, Brendan, where did we begin the session?
Wow. Okay. I thought you were just going to start it, but no.
No.
Great.
You clearly never met
This will be
Daria.
on the test.
We started running towards some flaming trees that were running towards us.
Yes.
And there were don't pipe up as if you're helping. This is me.
No, this is us, Brendan.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This is a collaborative storytelling bit. How
This
can
is
you help?
helping.
This is the girlfriend
blanket.
equivalent of, no, I don't want any chips, I'll just have a few of yours. This is...
Hey, Daria, what happened when we went into the fiery bush?
Well, you must
It
know.
has been
Brendan.
reversed.
First of all, not only fucking fiery trees were running at us, I can't believe you would forget such crucial details. There are also sheep that asked us for help, and you completely sidestepped their entire
That wasn't at the
plight.
start of last session.
Never
That was at the
mind
end
that.
of the previous session.
Listen, um, we fought the bushes very strongly and cool, and we were so good at it. And we had a mimic on our side, and Dahlia, who's like a tiny little raccoon lady who can fly, and all of us survived. Although the bushes were very keen on destroying Julio for no particular reason. I don't know why that was a thing. And
Also, they
after
were
that,
fire elementals, not
bushes. The trees weren't attacking you. The fire
I
elementals were.
yeah, fire people, humanoids of fiery shape. I know. I'm being creative with my language. How
Yeah.
fucking dare you police how I talk? Anyway,
Fire bushes.
My favorite
Stop.
kinds of bushes are the humanoid-shaped ones.
Yeah.
They're the
Uh-huh,
fire
yeah,
They're
you
on
love
fire.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we fought him and we went to Dahlia's house. Can you describe Dahlia's house, Brendan?
It's little.
Thanks.
It was too small to comfortably fit most members of the party, especially Eric. So Eric looked at the barn attached and said, "Well, I guess I'll stay there," and expected Kesh to join. And Kesh said, "Nope, I'm just gonna go into this small house." So they did that.
House.
Eric was bunking with the sheep that they rescued, as well as the sheepiest sheep, Toof, who shook his hand with a tongue, I think.
Yep.
And while that was happening, Kesh and Julio got the plot. And discussed our objective of going to find the Winter Blossom, which is the whole reason we are in the Plane of Life, which is on top of one of two mountains that are fighting each other. And Dahlia suggested that we might want to try to put one of the mountains or both of the mountains to sleep. And the best way to do that would be via snack. And Daria, what was the snack of choice?
The snack of choice was indeed an earth elemental because they love them shit so crunchy and delicious. And we were on our way to find one to feed, and then we stopped in our tracks because we knew that something was following us. Something tiny and cute. It was a tiny little baby life elemental, and Julio was about to sign the papers and get himself a life elemental son, but no dice. Apparently, the child's parent is sadly still alive. Oh well, and being currently chased by a dinosaur. And so dinosaur. I remember what kind of dinosaur that was.
Complicated
Big.
dinosaur that no one knows except Josh.
Pachycephalosaurus.
Nerd. Anyway, we came to rescue this dad life elemental, and we surprisingly fought very quickly. The dinosaur took stock of its option. It was very good at maths and computed that this was a shit idea and left. And we were left with Papa and little life elemental. And Papa Elemental was like, "Oh, I am a merchant, and I can give you either half of my potiones or this cool bag." And I remember Julio was saying, "We need the cool bag." But Brendan, what did Brendan, not Brendan, Eric and Kesh decide to do?
Well, they said, "Look, we need these potions immediately. We don't need a cool bag. We can get Gabby, our good friend, close friend, Gabby, to make us a bag if we need it. Let's get the potions instead," which we need to divvy up, by the way. Those potions that we got were a potion of greater healing, a potion of growth, and a potion of heal Hugeman strength. And for bonus points, Daria, do you remember the names of the life elementals?
I will once I open my documento, because It's Hematal and Carnivores. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, and
I
Wow.
don't
It's
think
actually-
that's their last name.
It's pronounced Carmenvos, and there is no fuck you at the end of it. But otherwise, yes.
well,
There is now.
yeah, because I do take notes. Whatever, bitch. And we got the
You fooled me.
potions.
I wonder if
told
she's
you.
got the apostrophes in both of those names in the correct places.
I got all of the apostrophes, all 5 of them.
Fuck
Anyway,
you.
we got the potions. The lads said, well, time to go. And I guess this is where we stopped. We still need the earth elemental to feed, because these guides, they can't get us the winter blossom because Josh said too easy. So now we have to do the dessert thing. The end.
Oh yeah. They don't like climbing the mountains. Yeah. Cool.
Are we
Alrighty.
traveling with them?
No, they sort of they don't want. So where you're going is not great for life elementals. Yeah.
Oh,
They don't want to
perfect.
associate with us.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of that, the reason they don't want to associate with us is because Eric had a bright idea of talking to them in their enemy's language after we saved them,
Ignorant.
and that like nosedived
Yeah,
our conversation with them
that's fair.
real quick.
It was a valid effort. So, mateys, may your cottages be large enough to stand up in, and all the potions you are offered as side quest rewards be useful and in date, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heated passion, into the elemental plane of life. I also enjoyed that you guys are like, oh, we should have the bag or we should have the potions. I think it was a fairly... As I recall, a fairly unanimous decision to get the potions, and it was only after I told you that there were potions in the bag that you didn't know about. That's when you got all buyer's remorse about it.
I was always about the bag. Julio knew the bag is a better choice, and everyone said, no, Julio, you're so stupid.
Yeah, Julio.
I
It
remember
was
that.
it was a 3v1. It was a
Yeah.
3v1.
I don't think
Alrighty.
the words "Julio, you're stupid" ever left any of our mouths.
No,
though.
just
But
it
I
stayed
can
very
feel
firmly
them.
in the
I
brain.
can
Yeah.
smell them, yeah.
Smell them.
So we return to the life plane, and the gang and their new friend heading deeper in towards an earth node, looking for something to feed a hungry, hungry mountain. As you continue onwards, the terrain gets even stranger, the plants becoming thicker and denser. Fleshy stalks and broad leaves soon block out the sky, and though the light remains, it takes on a different tone. Each and every thing under this canopy is bioluminescent, and gives off a variety of different lights. Blues and oranges mix on creatures' backs, yellows beam off trunks and fruits. I would like a dexterity save from each of you, please. First of all, navigating through this place.
Mine will take a little because I forgot to open the campaign.
28.
Okay,
I am
Kesh.
nimble and swift.
Cash is probably fine.
Sorry, dex saves, did you say?
Yes, please.
Okay.
15.
15.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was a
Love.
natural one.
Love it. This is fine. Absolutely fine.
Well, that'll be good.
Dex Saverino.
Yes. From a rogue should be 10.
At
Okay.
10.
I love it. All right. Julio.
I don't.
Yeah?
Sorry, I just I was just gonna say that I don't know if it matters or not, but because I live here and obviously know of the place, do I have the opportunity to either get or give any advantages be due to my knowledge of the area?
This is it's a good point, and it would be completely accurate if you did live here. However, this is not a lifey, planey sort of situation. This is
Got
what
it,
happens
okay.
when you mix life and earth together. This is you're in sort of a sort of a mixed plane at the moment. You are on the borders of. It's not full bore the Earth plane, it's just a little node thereof, but it's sort of infecting the life plane a bit. So it's fundamentally changing what it is and what it's like. So, Julio, you skirt around a large, sickly green, glowing cactus. My camera keeps... This is why we shouldn't have moved it, Karen.
Well, I'm sorry. I was trying to do the best I could in the current situation.
I'll just sit up very straight for this. All right. Yeah, you skirt around a sickly green, glowing cactus, which, as you pass by, spits out a bunch of barbs which sting you unpleasantly. And you take 2d6 piercing damage. A pair of... Oh, it's like 9 piercing damage. Julio.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. These do not appear to be healing as well. So as you continue onwards, you're not like, oh, never mind, I'm at full health, whatever, the plane's got my back. No, these do not appear to be healing. The barbs were leaking a sort of a sickly yellow fluid, and yeah, it's not very nice. It doesn't feel great. Eric, on the other hand, I'm imagining Eric is at the back. I feel like the marching order is Kesh, Dahlia, Julio, Eric. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Kesh tends to be sort of the leader, because the pathfinder, and Dahlia is a native, so that would sort of my logic on that one. So yeah, Kesh manages to lead people around these things. However, Eric, you are the last to move under, and also the tallest, to move under a massive red flower. Which pretty much just crunches down on top of you, with barbed teeth and spotted with little white glowing spots, as it crunches down around you, and grapples you. You take a single point of damage, however, from the bite. However, you are grappled by this thing, and it seems to be leaking this nasty pink fluid onto you as you are inside its petals, and probably struggling a little bit. What do you do?
Excuse me. Can you help me?
Everyone just carries on.
When you say he's grappled, is the flower like closed around him?
Yeah, he's. I reckon you could probably still see his legs, but everything from the waist upwards is completely enclosed by this giant. If any of you've played Mario, it's the big.
I've been Audrey Tood.
Audrey Tood, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Look, I'm just gonna cast Bloom and Wither.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
Eric's not fucking about. Yep, cool.
No. So each creature of my choice in a 10-foot sphere must make a con save. So this plant.
Ooh, a 9.
Does a 10-foot sphere count if you're encased?
I mean, yeah, it is the sphere.
Yep. Okay, so that will be 2d6 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Any non-magical vegetation in the area decays and withers, but I imagine everything here is probably slightly magical.
It is, broadly speaking, magical, yes.
Yeah.
But it still did not enjoy. I would say it would do double damage to this plant because of its plant nature. And
okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I tell you what, can you make me an intimidation check, please, with advantage?
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
that's
8
fine.
necrotic damage.
8 necrotic damage.
And intimidation.
That doubles,
Famously
doesn't it?
good. Well, it's up to you if you want to apply vulnerability or not.
Oh, I would have said so. Yeah, that's what I was meaning. So, 16.
Okay. Yep. Great. And intimidation with a -1.
But
that's
advantage.
13. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
13.
Does
13.
my +2 apply to this charisma check?
I suppose technically it would. You are within 30 feet of him.
Great.
So
So,
15.
You can't be charismatic when you're inside a flower.
This is not so much being charismatic as being fuck off. And the plant, the plant spits you
is
out,
fair.
Eric. You take another 5 points of this sort of stinging damage before you manage to cleanse yourself of the nasty residue on you. But yes, it spits you out and stands back up. It looks decidedly the worse for wear. A couple of the petals have withered and wilted around the mouth parts that it ate you with, or tried to. Julio, you probably turn around when you hear the someone help! And you don't even really have a chance to do more than sort of draw your rapier before the plant spits him back out again. You see his hand sort of contort in what you recognize as a spell. And then, this plant goes, bleh, and stands right back up again and is now leaning away from him as much as possible. Hey, D20, bloody champion, how are you?
I help Eric stand up and say, you are covered in plant saliva?
yeah. Thanks for noticing.
Are you okay, Eric? It's not poisonous, is it?
It's acidic.
No, probably not. But I think my newly grown feather patches are probably. Oh yes, look, here's a clump.
Okay.
Oh, clumpy feather. That's lovely.
That's what you want.
I always
So-
thought the ball patches added character.
Well, that's what I thought when I was asking Josh to commission the character art. So, you know.
What?
Sorry, DM Bloom and Wither also allows me to roll a hit dice. So I'm going to
Try
do
and
that.
recover.
Is it a D8 for
druids, yeah.
druids? Yeah, great. And I add my spellcasting modifier as well.
So
Plus-
you had mentioned
Mm.
that Julio's points of damage did not heal, and I was wondering if it's just all damage in general that's not healing at the moment. Is it because we're in the mixture of earth and life, and so that part of life isn't happening, or is it because of that specific plant? Like, is Eric's wounds or are Eric's wounds?
Eric's wounds don't normally heal.
Oh, okay.
Eric doesn't normally heal on this plane. The rest of you would, but Eric is fire attuned and therefore does not. However, Dahlia, you would be able. If Dahlia would probably make an Arcana check,
Okay.
or Nature if it's better. It might well be.
They
You
are
a
the
druid.
same.
Aha.
I was a rogue first, so
you picked up those
yeah.
proficiencies.
yes. Although I still have a very high animal handling. But my roll is 15 in total.
15. You would guess, again, these are not plants of the life planes. They are what happens when you mix the magic of earth and life. So the magic of the life plane is definitely muted here. You can still feel its presence, but it's like where normally you can hear the sort of the good vibes of the life plane. Now they are you can hear it, but it can't hear you, sort of thing. Like talking to somebody on the other end of a like when someone else is muted on the phone call. So you could infer that it's probably at least partially because of the plant, but it might well be also because he's not connected to the plane anymore, because you're not really in the life plane anymore, and all of this is Bishop Blood's making it very happy. Loves the earth plane.
I will relay that information too.
Oh.
So I would be careful 'Cause I don't think we're gonna heal, or at least you all probably won't heal.
Less than ideal. Also, bless you, Dahlia. Do we have any knowledge about these elementals of Earth? Do we know what to expect as we trudge towards them?
Given that the elementals of other planes have kind of always been made of a somewhat malleable form, I'm thinking possibly like a little sandstorm or lava, if we're really unlucky.
Well, lava would
I don't-
probably be between fire and Earth, right?
Oh, yes, that does sound more accurate. So, probably some sort of animated pile of pebbles or dirt.
Maybe like a bog creature.
Dirt? Bog
Frantically
creature
writing
works.
these all down. Great ideas for later. Bog
Yep.
creature.
I'd imagine they're probably very dirty.
Ah,
Hmm.
Feels
You
a
could
little
say they are
racist, but yeah.
hardcore.
It was supposed to be a joke, not racist.
It's okay. I get branded with racist jokes all the time. People just don't get us.
He really does.
It's
yeah.
so it's so good
I
to
can't
find
believe that as soon as you're racist, all of your jokes are suddenly racist.
Suddenly
Um,
racist.
Yeah,
That's-
I would have thought that a mixture of earth and life would probably end up being a bit muddy or soil, perhaps.
a mud elemental sounds manageable, doesn't it?
What if, okay, so they don't have to be aggressive necessarily. Also, what if it's just like a animated flower patch?
That'd be nice. I think
You know how
the
cute that would
question
be?
I'm mostly worried about is how we get him and restrict his movements and also take him with us.
I thought we have to take the node, not the actual elemental.
Either
So
way.
we do kill him.
Either way.
Ah,
Nodes, in my experience, have traditionally not been mobile. But
that's
not
where
that
the
we've
bag would have
tried.
come in.
Don't you start.
I'm just saying, it would have been much easier to transport things had we had the bag.
Well-
Suddenly we all like the idea of the back. Huh? Where was that
Well,
energy
no one
like
was
2
making these
minutes ago?
suggestions when the option was on the table, now were they?
I mean, I'm just gonna just tune in here for just a second and point out that a node would probably be considered an extra dimensional space. So putting it inside of a bag of holding, maybe not the best idea.
That would be fun.
That doesn't
Sorry,
mean
you
that
old
I know
voice.
that.
None of you know that. I'm trying to stop the
Okay.
bickering between the players.
No, it's all in
We're not bickering. We're just having
Sure.
a fun band.
Exactly.
Well,
Aren't we,
I
Daria?
I more meant that we could put the earth elemental in the bag, but but I mean also at this point that we can't really put anything in the bag right now. So you
Whose
know,
Well,
fault is that?
all of ours. I mean, you know,
Listen, I think that if I can get a piece of earth elemental attuned rock, that I may be able to summon an elemental from that at will.
Ooh,
Ooh.
oh, interesting. Okay.
So maybe we could chip off a bit from the node or from an elemental a guardian guarding it, because that's what guardians do.
Yes.
Speaking of
So
which,
wise.
oh,
can I
Thanks.
get you to all roll perception, please? Presume this conversation is happening as you are sort of trudging ahead, trying to
Yes.
avoid any more
Yeah.
cactuses or Audrey 2s.
Yep.
Sorry, what role was it again?
Perception. Eric's got it. Don't worry.
I will also throw out there that it is a possibility I could try and reduce the elemental, and then we would have possibly an easier time, but at the same time, I would have to recast it every hour. So
You could also put it, if it was small, it'd be easier to put it in the bag. Oh, no, wait.
We don't have a bag!
we do have a bag.
Let's
I'm
turn
sure we can
around
put it
and
in
go
a
find
bag.
that elemental dad and kill him, and then Julio got the...
Then
Can
you
we
get...
trade? How about
I also,
we trade?
I also
instead of
I
killing
wanted
him?
on record, there was only one potion in the bag. There wasn't all three. There was just one in there.
Okay.
Josh is trying
the
their
potion.
best to stop the bickering from happening by like rewriting how.
No, I'm
and actually
stoking
the bag
things.
was very dumb and stinky, and you wouldn't want it.
You wouldn't like it.
anyway.
It's not very good. Not nice.
Hey, everyone, I've got this handful of potions. Should we
Yeah, I take your
dole
kid
them out?
instead. Yeah.
What? Why are you taking children?
Listen, the little mental is very cute. Anyway,
It's a
we're about to
midlife
be
crisis.
attacked.
No. Eric and very quickly afterwards, Cash notice a group of figures up ahead.
I also got a 21, so
And
don't
Dahlia
know.
spots it before anyone
Okay.
gets a chance to point it out. It was just highest notices. Similar in form to the life elementals from earlier, essentially a vaguely humanoid star shape of flowing energy. These ones are about 4 feet tall, so more the size of Carmental than Hemetal. Carmenvos. And they glow with a soft yellow-green hue. Their heads, however, are covered with wooden masks in the forms of various animals, and they are armed with short spears made of bone. Apparently the sharpened ribs of some great beast. What do you do?
I'm gonna
They haven't spotted you yet. You rolled very
I'm gonna
well.
try and take cover carefully.
Dahlia really wants to try and talk to them, but I'm not really sure what that would do to help.
Dahlia, you could make a history check about these people. You're the only person who has any likelihood of knowing what or who they are.
Cool.
Because my next step was going to be to ask Dahlia, do you know who those guys are?
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out.
Ooh, I hope so. And what was this, a history check?
Yes.
A dirty 20.
Filthy 20. Excellent. Dahlia, you don't know of these people specifically. However, you would be aware that when places like this occur semi-regularly, with the way that the planes work, these guys are this kind of elemental, similar to the ones you met before, are very attuned. They are essentially just extensions of the plane. Broadly speaking, sentient. But yeah, they are the closest things to just, if you talk to one of them, you're kind of talking to the plane itself a little bit. So these are kind of like white blood cells. They are actively protecting the plane from the intrusion of the other plane itself. They are sort of the foot soldiers of the life plane. And yeah, these guys are probably here to prevent elementals from the plane of Earth coming through, or at least contain them, which is why they are armed in the manner that they are. They do have a distinctly martial aspect to them.
Okay, perfect. Then I would like to try and talk to them.
Very well, yeah. Do you flitter ahead of the others, or are they going to go with?
I mean,
I'm
I'll start
gonna
flying
hide.
ahead, but
Sure, that's not a bad idea. Cash, Julio, are you going to stick with Dahlia?
I'm gonna stay in my cover because I haven't had a chance to ask her what the situation is. But I'm not going to stop her going because
Sure.
I'm like, she knows what she's doing.
Cash will understand the conversation because it will be being had in Sylvan as Dahlia flitters ahead. Julio, you sticking by Cash and Eric?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be like hiding much because I don't want them to think that we're like ambushing or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna be like unassuming and friendly from like far away.
Hello. Hello, family.
While the three of us are back behind, I'm going to distribute the potions.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to give Folio the potion of greater healing, and
Ooh.
I'm going to give Kesh the potion of growth,
Ooh.
and keep the potion of strength to myself.
Nice. You are the one that makes strength-based attacks, maybe. Yeah, I love it.
Sometimes.
Occasionally. I mean, if it's your best stat, you would. Yeah, Dahlia, you flitter over to these life elementals. The leader, who is wearing a mask that broadly looks like a very stylized version of a wild boar, with tusks that are actually tusks. That probably came off a wild boar at some point in the past. And he spins and looks at you. He brings up a small wooden buckler on one arm and points a spear at you menacingly. He relaxes slightly when he spots what you are, but the rest of his gang do not sort of relax their guard a little bit. Yes.
I am not going up without protection, though. I am bringing Toof with me because Toof is with us. I'm riding Toof.
Excellent. Then I would like you to make me a persuasion check. It's technically this is a diplomacy check, but that's not in this system. I would call it persuasion, I think. Basically, you would know that Toof is not an elemental and is regarded not overly pleasantly by other life elementals. Even though you know he's a good guy, he is still a monstrosity.
Oh, absolutely. But best sheep friend.
Oh, but best sheep friend.
I got a natural 20 for a 25.
All right, cool. So yeah, they initially are very hostile towards Toof until they spot you sitting on him, and then the leader goes, "Who are you? This place is not safe, friend."
My name's Dahlia, and I appreciate your concern, but my friends and I can handle ourselves, I think. Hopefully. But we're here because... And this is the moment she realizes that she never actually asked them why they need to get... Or, no, she did ask them why they need to get on the mountain.
She knows, yeah.
Yes. I personally forgot for a while, but yes. We need to get a flower off of a mountain. And the mountain, obviously, as you know, is alive and not here, obviously. But to do so, we need to give the mountain a snack. And we were thinking that it might be able to come from... Yeah.
We approve of this. It would make our job simpler. Amen Katef. My band and I protect the node, but if you got rid of it, we would be grateful. You and your friend? You said friends.
Yes.
This one and the mimic. Not mimic!
Sheep.
Sheep friend! Good sheep friend, not mimic. Bad. Mimic bad. I not mimic.
And Dahlia will, like, put a finger up to her lips.
You're nat 20, yeah, he goes like, alright. It's like, look, you do you, fam. You're gonna take away the life node for me, feed the ship mimic to it? I don't know, let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah,
you have material plane folk with you.
I do.
Will they be staying?
not for long. They want to get the flower and leave, I believe. I don't think they have any other business here.
Then we approve.
Yeah.
We will not impede you.
Fantastic. Amazing. Do you happen to have a way that we could transport the node? Is it movable? I'm not 100% like familiar with
This
the
one
inner workings
is,
of a node.
This one would be... The plane is actively trying to expel it. It should not be hard to remove.
Oh, fantastic. And
It
is
won't be
it
too big.
large?
About the size of a... He looks around and sees a rock about the same size as a human head.
Okay.
And gestures
Oh,
and
that's...
oh.
Okay. They
The
should be able
rock
to
then
carry it.
scuttles away.
Okay.
It's alive, everything is.
It's like, you're not using me, man. I'm out of here.
Thank you for your assistance. I very much so appreciate it.
He bows and says, "We appreciate your efforts. You represent the plane as much as we do. We do not believe there are any large elementals currently in there, so the place is tame." And he sort of gives like, not really though, like it's less dangerous than normal. But do not consider it undefended.
Is there a possibility of the elementals coming through the node while we're transporting it, or is it only while it's sedimentary that...
He's like, he shrugs as he honestly doesn't know. He says,
That's fair.
"It is possible. I have not witnessed anyone ever move an elemental node before."
Interesting.
So
okay.
it's not to say that he's not saying it hasn't happened before. He just doesn't. He's never seen it.
Right.
But I wish you well, and luck with your efforts. Is it just you and that one? Indicating Julio.
No. But I didn't... I don't know where the other two went.
I can understand, so I'll kind of come out and be like,
I'll take a cue and stand up from behind the rock I was crashing on.
As Brendan is in no way surprised to discover the reaction to the appearance of Eric is significantly more vigorous than that of Kesh. But they have been, like, you're already keeping some pretty strange company. This is, like, he is clearly... The trick is, Eric is clearly a material being, not an elemental being. But he has a fire alignment, which gives them cause for concern. It's just what makes them suspicious, particularly the ones in this neck of the woods. So, yeah. But they go... Yes, the plane... they all sort of... In fact, actually what happens is they all react quite strongly, and then simultaneously, with no communication between them, stop. And... settle down a little bit, and basically make a path between them so that you guys can pull through. And Dahlia, you can infer that the plane itself intervened in their reaction.
Oh. That's new.
You have clearance.
Cool.
Be swift. The plane wishes these ones gone, as well as this node.
Well, I hope to kill two birds with one stone. Quite literally.
Yep. Don't kill any birds.
Well, it was more the stone part than anything else. But,
Yeah. They understand the metaphor. As you travel in, they leave you to it. They are not going any closer. They're doing a large, broad sweep around. As you travel on, the rich soil of the ground becomes earthier, spongy, and moss-riddled. Mushrooms the size of houses litter the way ahead, though an archway, grown of a conjoined pair of trees, does indicate a path through. You in no way have to go through the archway, but it's the easiest path.
Kesh is not going to immediately walk through it. She's going to pause and be like, I don't want to sound suspicious, but does anyone get a weird vibe off this arch before we walk through it?
You're welcome to vibe check.
Can I vibe check with my elemental eye?
You may. Make a nature, arcana, or medicine.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Medicine, arcana, or nature.
I got a 9.
I'll do arcana. Oh, I got an 18.
18 for Julio. Julio, with your eye, you can see it's like looking at the Older Heart. You can see the magic of life. This is an intrusion of life into this mostly earthy plane rather than the other way around. This was put here by the life plane.
Ah, I will say that to the group. I'll say, well, this is clearly from the life plane, and I don't detect any malice. I think this is to make our road a bit easier. I trust it.
Very well. Who walks through then? You can go around just as easily.
Well, I will.
well, I'll fly through. I won't
Okay.
walk through though.
I'll wait to see what happens to these guys before I go through.
Very well. Julio, as you pass through, you feel more than hear a sense of gratitude regarding the plane's child. And Dahlia, you feel a sense of approval as one would feel from, like a child would feel from seeing a parent, like a pleased, a proud smile on the face of a parent, that sort of sensation. That's the sort of vibe you get from it. And both of you gain the benefit of a short rest.
Heyo.
Neat.
Does that mean I regain my lost poisonous HP?
Yes.
Sweet.
If you burn hit dice to do so.
I will. Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't heal natively.
Well, they look okay.
I'll
I-
walk through. I'm game.
I can't imagine it's going to be very kind to me, but when in the life plane, and I will as well.
Very well. Yeah, you both also regain your... you take a short rest, essentially. And all of you may regain 5 spell slots worth of spell slots.
Heyo.
Nice.
Nice.
So a 2 and a 3 or 5 ones or whatever. Yeah.
Nice.
Someone's got all her spell slots back. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Thought
too.
you
Me
might
too.
want that. Kesh, as you pass through, yours is probably the least sort of, it interacts with you the least. It basically, you I wouldn't say you feel anything more than refreshed as you pass through. Eric, on the other hand, you hear an offer. As you
Yes?
pass through, you feel similar to when you talked to the Alderheart. It says freedom, parasite, help.
No, not a parasite.
And then you get a feeling of, okay then.
Man, what if I'd said yes? My character class would just change.
Straight up, what I was dead set just offering is you could respec a druid if you wanted.
Yeah, wow.
Very well. Interesting. I didn't think you'd go for it, but it's the sort of thing the life plane would offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, you know that dirty fire elemental in you? You want to
Yeah.
upgrade, man?
Yeah. I mean, you could just go for an earth, a life elemental in there instead. You drop hope for Hemetal.
Wow. I can't believe
Oh.
Life Elemental Plane just went, you can do so much better, boy.
Beyond the arch, the ground slopes away and quickly thickens into a muddy slurry. Strange insects and stony growths litter the depression around a rent in the ground, as though a set of stone claws were reaching up from beneath the soil, clutching for the sky, and from within them comes an eerie green glow. You can see the sky, and it is not the sky of the life plane that you are familiar with. It is not bright in here. Dahlia, you can feel the change of this place, something you haven't felt in a while. The connection all creatures of the plane of life feel to the plane itself is very muted here. It's as though you can hear it, but it can't respond. The energy of this place is foreign and unfriendly. What do you do?
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that's it.
Very well.
Probably.
So, do we dig it up?
There is a
Well-
rent in the ground around the claws, sort of like there's a hole, sort of like a crevasse.
Trench.
Yes. That's
So
sort
there
of
are like claws in the ground.
like
open.
a big, yeah, and then in between the sort of the claws, the trench is sort of
Can I,
crisscrossing.
as a rogue, try and analyze this in terms of traps? Does it seem like it's waiting in an ambush to anything that just
You
touches
can, yeah. What would you be trying to do? Perceive or investigate?
I would like to investigate.
Okay, yeah. How close are you prepared to get?
How close are we right now? Like, what's the distance?
I would say
to
you're
it?
about 50 feet away from it, at the edge of the depression, which is roughly circular, bowl-shaped, and about 100 feet across, maybe 30 feet deep, with a shallow sort of lead-in to it. It's almost, consider it a crater, like an asteroid impact sort of thing. In the center is this little crevasse with these claws coming out and a soft green glow coming out.
I will get a little closer, like to maybe like 30 feet mark.
Okay.
Just a little bit on the slope of it to inspect if it's moving, if there's any like signs of it eating something before that, just to check overall.
Sure. Investigation check then, please.
Okay, that's our 22.
22. Julio, the claws are probably unsurprisingly stone, not bone. They aren't made of these are not the claws of a creature per se. They could be the claws of an elemental, but they are huge. If you were to fight said creature, you would lose. They are like 8 times taller than you. There's just no way. However, you do not see any signs of movement. If it is the claws of a creature, it is very, very, very buried. If it was a creature, it would be on the same scale as the mountains. Sort of big. Or maybe a size class smaller. But yeah, a similar sort of order of magnitude. So it's a sort of a
with
why worry? You can see the crevasse, the trenches are quite deep, but so deep, in fact, that you cannot see the bottom from where you are. But the glow is definitely coming from the bottom of the trench.
and the source of a glow, I can't see it.
No.
Okay, so I will quickly scramble up again and say, okay, so if it is alive, it is hecking huge, and we should probably not be very loud or, rambunctious about around it. I think we just need to very carefully try and like get the note out without disturbing much, and then get the heck out.
I would like to also examine this. Like, does it look like something we can extract?
Sure. How close do you get? Do you get close enough to be able to see in and see what you're looking at? I'd say you'd have to get within about 15 feet of the trenches.
Okay, I'm prepared to do that.
Okay, you do that. Perception, or survival, I would say.
I will, as Skesh goes there, I will tap his shoulder and give her guidance with a D4.
Very good.
I want to stay by Kesh's side.
Okay, sure. Dahlia, where are you in all of this?
I will probably be a little higher up, but still very near.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, Kesh, you got like a 19 there.
I got a 19.
Down in the bottom of the hole, you can see a fissure. That's the word I was looking for. You can see... where is it? The source of the light. A green stone about the size of a person's head, marbled with thin lines, which are what is emitting the light, that are gently pulsing. It is about 20 feet down, and the size of the shaft of the fissure are sheer. It is too big for Dahlia to carry, I would say. However, it looks like it is just a rock sitting on the bottom of the ground at the bottom of the fissure. Does not appear to be partially submerged in the dirt or anything. It looks like it would be eminently possible to pick it up.
Right. So
You go ahead.
So it looks like it's a kind of head-sized green stone.
Yeah.
But I feel like we shouldn't just pick it up.
Don't know
I mean-
why you think that.
The two previous nodes that we encountered had things travel through them. So, yeah, I don't know how we would be able to pick it up without traveling through it, but potentially something elemental may... What I'm trying to say is I think that Hope could get down there at the very least, if not grab it herself.
Is Hope out at the moment?
Yeah, I think she probably is.
Well, do not worry that a presence of a fire elemental in there would make things a bit more tense?
I mean, it's already in a place that it doesn't belong.
Okay.
Do either of you do that magic hand thing?
Yeah. I have a magic hand.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, yes, I can do a magic hand. It doesn't carry two heavy things though.
Well, I
it
was
can only
thinking-
carry 10 pounds.
Well, possibly the magic hand and Hope could try and lift it together.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Hope, Eric, would turn to you as probably the most experienced being in terms of interpalanar travel, and says, Hope has taken on a slightly different aspect here. The wings are duller, and the claws are actually pretty corporeal. Where she stands on your shoulder, it's almost like her claws are made of stone rather than fire. And she
like
says,
molten rock.
yes, exactly like molten rock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she says in Ignan, when touch, intend travel, then go.
Right. Okay. Hope says that touching it shouldn't be a problem as long as we don't intend to travel through it.
Oh, well, that makes it a lot easier then. I mean, Hope's probably still the best person to go down there and get it if she doesn't mind.
Hope nods and says, still not nice.
Oh, look, Hope, you just have to get it out of the hole. It's more that it'll be a lot harder for one of us to climb down there than for you.
Would you
I
be
could
willing
misty
to get
step
it for us?
out of the ravine, I suppose.
Hope is prepared to do it. Can I get a dex save, please?
From Hope or from
all
us?
of you?
Uh-oh, stinky,
Okay.
poopy.
Oh, what? Sorry?
A dexterity saving throw, and I'm going to roll one for Toof.
Oh, at a 13.
28!
21.
Hesh remains nimble-footed.
Well, Toof rolled a 13 and has a plus, so I think it's maybe going to be Julio.
Yeah, might
Yeah,
be.
Toof has a plus
Do
one.
you want Hope to roll one as well?
No, Hope is not technically an independent being in this situation. Has not got their own stat block to my knowledge. How do you do, Dahlia?
I got a 19.
Yeah, alright, cool. Julio. As you are peering down into this fissure, ravine, rift, gorge, or gulch, depending on your what you would accept, you get smacked up the side of the head by a creature. Flying into something large and hard, shelled, flies into the side of your head. It falls to the ground, landing on its back. It is an insect with a glossy green shell studded with stony green growths. It's about 6 inches long, and it is struggling to right itself. You all witness this. What do you do?
Okay,
nasty
so
bug.
It seems that it did it by accident, or is it attacking
It does
me?
not appear to be a deliberate act of aggression.
I look at it and I pick it up by one of the wings carefully. Like,
Ooh.
what's this? Carefully, not to like rip it away. I'm just like,
yeah. All right.
picking
It
it up.
rolled a nat 1. It does sort of try and snap at you as you try and pick it up, but yes, you hold it up. It is a if you've seen an Egyptian scarab, it looks not dissimilar to one of those. However, it has green gemstone-like protrusions on its wing casings. They look like actual gemstones.
That's
Oh,
really cool.
Dahlia, do you know what this is?
Is
Do
it
I
an
know
earth
what it is?
elemental?
Cash, you would have a better chance of knowing what this is than Dahlia, to be honest, at this point. But Dahlia is welcome to make a nature check, as is Cash. Cash, only because
Can I
of
as well?
your... You can. The reason that they would know is... Ooh, wow, a nat 20 from Cash. Yeah. Cash, it's your best guess. It is some sort of combination earth life elemental thing.
I guess the
Sorry, what kind of check was it?
Nature, but Cash has already gotten it. I wouldn't worry too
okay.
much.
Cool, perfect.
A nat 20 from Cash solves the problem. This is called a Kepher.
how do you spell that?
Khepher.
Whoa, hang on, come again. K.
Khepher. Kepher.
That is not how I would have spelt it.
Nope.
It looks like some sort of
Josh was not
Earth-
feeling particularly imaginative, so looked up the Egyptian for scarab.
I did wonder.
And then
it's
added
some
a second H.
so it looks like some sort of life, earth hybrid bug.
And it's trying to escape Julio's grasp.
Do we
Kesh, you
need
would
it?
also, with that nat 20, know that a dead one would probably be worth about 25 gold pieces for the gems in its in its carapace.
I mean, I suppose you can let it go, but I imagine those emeralds would be worth a coin or two back home.
It's hissing
Look,
at you and attempting to bite you, Julio.
I really think that
very
this
cute.
is probably one of the worst places that we could poach. So
Yeah.
let's
don't wanna
let it
kill
go.
Look how cute. Mwah. Bye.
Doing a Rex hunt.
So as soon as you let it go, a great susurration fills the air as
Oh, great.
hundreds of sets of wings flutter. Emerging from holes in the ground, cracks in the rocks, and sometimes seemingly out of thin air come hundreds of the insects, their mandibles clicking. Can you please roll me initiative?
You son
I'm
of
gonna
a...
give it a smooch. Can I roll charisma instead
You
and make
didn't.
them
You
love
didn't
me?
ask for consent.
No, you did not check for
How
consent.
dare.
You non-consensually snogged a bug.
I didn't actually touch it with my mouth. I just did a kiss in the air,
Little
like,
air
yeah,
kiss.
fly away. And it turns around and said, actually, I'm gonna kill you now.
25 for Cash, 14 for Eric, 17 for Julio. How'd you do, Dahlia?
Maybe. That would be a 23.
Ooh, 23.
Yeah.
So the bugs are going to go before Eric, but after Julio. And the bugs. Splendid. All right. Yeah. There are hundreds of them. Yeah, they rise into the air. It is a swarm that occupies the entire depression. And it is each individual one is no threat to you, but there are hundreds. Kesh, you're up. What do you do?
I would like to cast Animal Friendship, please.
Yes, fuck 'em up. Insect Queen.
Now, technically it only applies to a single beast, but given that bugs are tiny, I'm hoping that you'll let me persuade a number of them. I'm not expecting the entire swarm. That's quite a lot of bugs, but maybe a few of them would be
All
good.
right. Kesh, what are you going to try and persuade them to do?
Well, it's friendship. It's a charm. I'm charming them,
Right.
or at least
Okay.
enough of them that hopefully they can convince the rest that we're not problematic.
So, let me just check the spell.
So this spell
Animal-
lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast you see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast intelligence is 4 or
Oh,
higher, the spell
beast.
fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. If you're
Kesh,
one of your
these are
companions...
elementals. You know that from your earlier check.
God damn it!
Sorry, it's
But
a neat
she's the
idea.
Insect Queen.
I tell you what, I will allow it, but it won't be as effective as you'd like.
Could I do possibly speak with animals instead?
Because they're also beasts. I mean, you speak elemental. But yeah.
Yeah, they just seem mad.
Yeah. Try it. Let's does it make a check to sort of resist the effect? Or are you
It's a wisdom 13 saving throw.
Wisdom 13 saving throw. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, no, I'm really sorry. That was a nat 20 on the dice. This for various reasons this doesn't work.
Damn it.
It was a good idea, but these are elementals and also the dice agreed. No, this doesn't work.
Well, at least they're my favorite enemy.
They are your
Yeah.
favorite enemy. Yeah. Dice gods say no. Yeah, Bishop Blood.
I will Hunter's Mark the
The swarm,
angriest looking one.
it is you hunters mark the entire swarm. They operate as effectively one creature.
Cool. I will Hunter's Mark the swarm.
Yeah. The swarm is hunters marked. Congratulations.
Yay!
Without wanting to be a stickler for the rules, however, you just cast 2 spells, so you would actually have to cast Hunter's Mark next time. May I suggest
It's a
instead
bonus
you
action.
Slayer's Prey? It is, however, 2 spells. You can only cast 1 spell per turn. You can cast a spell and a cantrip, but you cannot cast 2 spells.
Well,
even if one is a
fine.
bonus action.
I will
But
Slayer's Prey on the swarm instead.
one way or t'other, it doesn't really make any difference. Cool. Alrighty, Dahlia. So Kesh just tried to talk it down. Didn't go so great. They are buzzing around you, whipping and scratching at your skin and your clothing. Is Dahlia wearing clothing?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. What do you do?
Okay, so are they all around my friends?
They're all around all of you, including Toof. Oh, I need to actually, Bishop Blood. Can you roll me an initiative for Toof, please?
So there's a spell I want to use, but it
Area effects are great. So they are occupying a 100-foot sphere. So it would be eminently possible to not get your friends in some of the area of the damage if that's what you're talking about doing.
Yes, please.
You are in roughly the center of this 100-foot sphere, but if you made sure that your sphere of damage didn't cover your friends, then yeah, absolutely.
It would be a 20-foot cube,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to cast Erupting Earth.
Ooh, love it. Do that.
Oh.
So choose a point you can see in the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
Very well.
Although technically becomes difficult terrain after that.
I don't think that's too much of an issue. I did get an 18 on the dice, so I probably passed the save, so I will be taking half damage. However, because this is an area effect spell, and due to the nature of these things, they have vulnerability to it. So the thing is evened out. So do that damage. Kesh Glitterhive. It's a shame that didn't work. It would have been very neat if Kesh had a swarm of 100 earth scarabs. But
On the
I'm
bright
sort
side,
of glad that not is the case.
we get to kill him, so I'm going to get a bunch of freaking emeralds to braid into my fur later. So
Yeah, let's do that.
It is
All
a
right.
shame. Cash could have been a swarm keeper ranger.
I like her as Monster Slayer.
doesn't last
26
forever,
bludgeoning
unfortunately.
damage.
Bishop Blood, could you roll me that initiative for Toof, please? D20 in chat. How'd you go, Dahlia?
26 bludgeoning damage.
26 bludgeoning. Cool, very nice.
Nice.
26, good
Yeah.
start. Toof gets a 13, so he goes just after Eric. Cool. Toof is, actually Toof is back to back with Eric. He's like, I helped Sheep Friend protect. Dahlia, what does it look like when you cast this spell? What does this look like in this earth plane with your magic?
Well, I mean, I'm not entirely familiar with the earth spells, but, I'm trying to, when in Rome kind of deal.
Sure.
And so I'd like to think of it as these, not necessarily animated because I don't want them to be conscious, but definitely moving slightly more than normal pebbles and very large, just very heavy chunks of earth that is just erupting into the air. Um, and I'd like there to be a slight glow about it. Um,
Cool. What color?
yeah,
Pink?
probably pink, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit of a gold like shimmer to it.
Ooh, cool. All right, so these clods of earth and dirt shoot into the air in all directions, just scattering and knocking over 20 scarabs from the air, these 20 kefir from the air. An excellent hit. Julio, you're up.
Okay. How far am I from the rock?
From the node itself, I'd say you're pretty much at the edge of the fissure. So you could jump the 20 feet down
And be right there?
next to it. Yeah.
Okay. And are there a bunch of... Where's the swarm relative to that place? Just everywhere?
Everywhere. It
Everywhere.
functionally occupies every space within 100 feet.
Okay, sweet. In that case, I will jump to get closer to the node. And I will turn my back to it so I don't touch it with my magic, and I will cast Thunder Wave. So I need a Constitution saving throw from these lads.
From the
And it is also an area effect.
It is. That's a 9 on the dice. What is your
Sweet.
modifier?
My save DC is 14.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
Yeah. Okay. So let's give it a go. Oh, that's 11 damage, but they're vulnerable, yeah?
Yes, so 22.
So that's 22 damage. Sweet. Okay, that's my action. And bonus actions. I can't start touching the thing with my bonus action, right?
I mean, you
That's
can.
not a
You
thing
can.
you
It's you could try and pick it up. I would allow that as a bonus action, but
I'll
you want.
try.
Okay.
I'll try, and I'll see how heavy it is, how it goes. Yeah.
Apparently, in reaction to this, yeah, you can pick it up. It's heavy. It's getting back out is going to be. You would normally be able to jump this, but holding this thing, probably not. It's going to be a fairly heavy-duty acrobatics check to get yourself back out. It would be an action. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But apparently, in reaction to this, the swarm begins to it was already pretty vigorously moving around, but it begins to swirl even more hostilely, and it is going to attack every single one of you simultaneously, because that's what it can do. So it has a +7, so I will just roll across the top of the screen. Julio, a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Does not. Kesh, a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Dahlia, a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Very well. This will do that one and that one. Can you please roll in the thing? 7 piercing damage and 5 acid damage.
Ooh. Ow.
Ouch.
Um,
All right.
Eric, a 17 to hit.
17 is my AC, I believe.
Equals beats. Eric, you take 8 points of piercing and 9 points of acid damage.
I'm gonna spiny shield that, please.
Yeah, sure. Not a bad idea. I'm like, okay. It'll stop some of the piercing. I don't think it'll stop the acid, but yes. Yeah. How much do you
Yes.
reflect?
Did we say it was a D8?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 1.
Very well. The one of the scarabs gets pinned on your spiny shield, and you prevent 1 point of piercing damage. Toof,
Sorry, what was the rest of the damage?
it was 8 and 9, so 7 and 9, 16 all up. And Toof rolls a nat 1. It rolled a nat 1 to hit Toof, which means it misses Toof. Toof is lashing the air around himself with his tongue to sort of keep them away. He doesn't have very high AC. I was really expecting to hit him. But an 8 doesn't do it. Yeah. Pardon me. Alrighty. Next is Eric.
Okay. The first thing I want to do is Hope is nearby. I'm gonna put my hand out under her, and I know I'm gonna regret this, but she's going to lay a fireball in my hand.
Hell yeah.
Which I'm then going to throw up into the sky in the middle of this swarm and cast Flaming Sphere.
Ooh.
Which, for your reference, does damage at the start of a creature's turn if it is within 5 feet of the sphere.
Sure. How much damage does it do?
2d6 fire damage.
Yep, that makes about sense. Yep. Love it.
Yep. And I can also use a bonus action to move the sphere and ram it into a creature, which I'm going to do now.
Yeah, you're just sort of swinging it around through the space that these things occupy. Absolutely.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah.
It must
I'm not going to call this an area
throw.
effect, but yes. Fails.
Great. So that is another 2d6 fire.
9.
That would be 9.
Very well. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's got advantage, but I don't think it's vulnerable. But it definitely hurts it. And 9 little bodies collapse to the ground, fall out of the sky. Very nice. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Splendid. Toof is going to try and grapple some of them with his tongue. Can I get an exclamation mark roll space number 20 in chat, please? Because Toof is going to make a pseudopod attack. He has a +5 to hit.
It's going to be a tongue lashing.
Yeah, he is giving them a solid tongue lashing. This is a 17, which does indeed hit. So it has a single target, unfortunately. So it does half damage. It will do 1d8, which is 3. +3 damage, which means, it does 6 bludgeoning damage. Unfortunately, we half that because this is a swarm you're attacking, but it will still take 2 points of damage. Oh, no, 3 points of damage. What am I talking about? That's Toof's attack. He can only do 1. But he has grappled one of these creatures and crushed it in his maw. We've lost a Daria. There they are. Don't know what that was. Where'd you go?
Mine did it just died.
Yeah.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Stop it.
Come from?
No,
cool.
don't do that.
We go back to the top of the order. It's Cash.
Okay. I would like to bonus action Hunter's Mark on the swarm.
Very well. Yes, you do this.
Shooting an arrow at a swarm feels kind of dumb, though.
Do you have another way of inflicting wider amounts of damage? Like, you'll definitely hurt it. From what you saw of Toof and Toof's attack, he killed like 2 of them with a single swipe of his tongue. It didn't seem to do very much. Like, attacking a swarm with an arrow, you might hit 2 or 3 with a single shot. Your damage will effectively be halved.
Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I am going to throw... I'm going to use Conjure Barrage.
Then you don't cast Hunter's Mark.
Because I can't do fucking...
But Conjure Barrage is a good idea.
Yep, cool. I will throw a dagger into the air in like an arch that's going to kind of come down into the swarm. And then I will cast Conjure Barrage, which will create a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and then disappear. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must succeed a dexterity saving throw. Takes 3d8 on a...
Crit fail.
Yay! It'll take 3d8 damage.
Roll me 3d8s.
That is 16, and it'll be
16.
plus the 6 for my Slayer's Prey as well. And
I'm
I got
not
a 6.
sure it is, but yeah. You just check that that's how Slayer's Prey works? Is it any attacks you make?
It's a weapon attack. And I would
This
argue
isn't a
that
weapon
this is,
attack. This is a
This is
spell
still
attack.
a weapon attack. There is one real dagger.
I will not double the 6, but I will give it to you. So it's 32 plus 6, which is still a very decent amount of damage. That's 38 points of damage. Pretty impressive. Yeah. Cash, your awareness of these creatures, the swarm is thinning, but it is still very much a present thing. Dahlia, what do you do? Julio is on deck. You're muted, I think.
Yes, I was. Sorry about that. So I think my plan... I would like to try and cast... Excuse me. Wither and Bloom. Very similar to how Eric
Eric did it
casted
before.
it previously. However, it is a 10-foot radius sphere. So it is an area of effect thing.
It is, yeah.
And it says each creature takes 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed constitution save, or half on a successful one.
All right. On save for the scarabs.
Yes,
Probably not.
please.
Rolling very poorly today.
Well, you know what? That's good for us.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, so that is 8 necrotic damage doubled to 16.
16 necrotic damage. Very nasty. Yeah. And these ones sort of crunch up and drop out of the sky. And you can use a hit dice to heal yourself as well, I believe.
It's
Yes.
any creature within the 10-foot sphere.
Ah. You could center that sphere on yourself and heal yourself with it.
Well, oh, that's true.
And you
I
are
think I'd
flying.
like to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Because you did cop a bit of damage before.
So I did. And who else has been damaged?
Eric.
Eric,
It took
can I...
a bit.
Well,
Probably
I mean,
fine.
if you'd like to do a hit dice, you're more than welcome to. 'Cause
Dahlia
I'll-
swoops down a little bit.
Yes. So a 10-foot radius, including.
It's only
like-
one of us that gets to do it, though.
Ah.
Oh, it's only one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I will
Yeah, you take
choose
it.
myself.
Be selfish. Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah.
You
Cool.
can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Julio! Oh, sorry. Anything else, Dahlia?
I am all set. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Julio.
Okay, so if I try to get out of this, do they get attack of opportunity on me?
No, they're fully surrounding you. You'd still be within them.
Within them. Okay, in that case, I want to get out with the node.
Very well. So you make an acrobatics check to get out, please.
Yes, I will. Acrobatics.
Flippity flip flip.
Ka-chow. Flippity flip 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 20.
Filthy 20. Yeah. It's a bit of an effort, but you sort of parkour your way up the edges of the ravine and, appear sort of Julio pops his head up and he's got his arm around one massive stone that's sort of pulsing in tune with the way the bugs are swarming. Sort of every time it pulses, they move. Like, you know when flocks change direction? It's sort of that in tune with the pulsing. However, when you picked it up, the pulsing intensified. Julio, you managed to get out of the rock, out of the hole. Can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. I
Does
can
it touch
try.
the rock?
I touched the rock. Why you have to be mad? It's only rock. 10.
You hear a phrase in your mind as you emerge from the hole. It says, Inute cartem.
Okay.
There is no obvious other effect. You get out of the hole.
I have a
Keyword
bonus
there is
action.
obvious.
Sorry?
I said keyword there is obvious.
Okay, I will give a bardic inspiration to Eric. I turn to Eric and say, I don't know, Rock said something to me. Good luck.
Okay.
It says Inute cartem. I don't know what that means. I don't know Latin.
What's Latin?
Eric,
It's a
you may
country.
make an intelligence check if you want.
Yeah, I do.
I will ask you to spend your bonus action for this.
What about my action?
All right. I mean, I'm okay with
Trading up.
I'm okay with using a bonus, using your action to perform a bonus action. I have no issue with people doing 2 bonus action moves in a turn. But yeah.
Bugs go first before me, don't they?
Yes. That is true. All right, the bugs will go first.
First, every creature within 10 feet or within 5 feet of this sphere takes 2d6 damage.
Very well, that is true.
Let me find the thing to do the damage. Now, I don't know if it's just one instance of the damage because it's one creature or if it...
No, because it's a decent size and they're a lot smaller and it's sort of sweeping through them. I think the way that you're utilizing it definitely does the 4 damage.
Oh, great. 4 damage, everyone.
Hey, look, it's
something.
consistent and it's constant. This is not the only damage it will do. So green for I think green for Kesh. Okay. Julio does it's going to sound a bit of a mean thing to say. 21 hit,
Yeah.
and Kesh, I'm very confident in 26 hits.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, Julio. I need another D8. D12.
You don't really.
There we go. All right.
One is
Julio.
more than enough.
7. That's a D8. That's the wrong dice. That's better. Okay. So 12 piercing damage, Julio. And a further 11 acid. As you appear to be taking more,
Okay.
like these are focusing on you. Now you're out of the hole.
So 23. Okay.
Yeah, apparently. If your math is right. And Kesh, you are going to cop a normal amount of damage, but it's still max damage on the acid. So 18, 6, and 12.
Ouch.
You can fucking spiny shield if you want.
I can fucking spiny shield.
You will be able to
Remember,
block.
it's a
can I-
D8.
You will be able to block a
not 2d6.
maximum of 6. 'Cause it
Can
was
I
6
do my
piercing.
uncanny dodge then? Can I dodge the bugs? If it's an attack.
Yeah, technically, because it is an attack. Yes, you may.
Sweet.
Again,
a
you
7.
you can half the piercing, but not the acid.
Okay.
Which was half of the damage, so you can knock a quarter of it off. So, Kesh, you stop all the piercing and reflect 6 piercing back on the guys that were attacking you.
So what do I
So
end
you
up
take
taking?
12 acid. Dahlia. Cops an 18 to hit, and Eric a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just switched dice. These are way better. So,
Go back.
Good for you.
look, it's nice occasionally to get a hit in. A 10?
That's true.
No, that's a 1. And a 6 on Dahlia. So, yeah, 1 piercing damage and 6 acid damage. D12s
Well.
are a massively underrated dice for damage dealing. And Eric, you'll like this. 7 piercing and 2 acid.
Okay. Yeah. You got me. I'm gonna spiny shield.
Oh no.
So you said 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch me roll another 1. Yep, there it is.
Wow.
So that's 8 total.
Yep.
Yeah. Great.
And Toof. Oof. Yeah, Toof gets hit. It's a 25 to hit Toof. For 8 damage. That's not too bad. Back to top of the... Oh, no, sorry. Eric. What am I talking about?
I
Bonus
just
action
need
sweeps
to...
the dude things through.
Well, I need to make a con save first to make sure
maintain
that
concentration.
I'm keeping concentration. And I do, with an 18. That's
Totally
fine. Yep. So, bonus action, sweeping the sphere through. So that is 2d6. That's not bad. That is 11.
11. That's very
It does
good.
need to make a dex save, but it's probably going to fail.
Yeah, it is. Wow, a 1. Not 1.
Yep.
There was no probably about it. It had a better than 50% chance, actually, but there we go. Oh, no, wait. To beat your AC, yeah, no, it was probably going to fail. Correct. 1... very nice. Cool. And did you want to make an intelligence check to try and understand Inute Kartem?
Yeah, I do. Is it straight int, or would it be arcana or nature?
No, it's intelligence, I think.
Yep, that's fine. Cool. I'm going to add my inspiration to that.
Very well.
Because the first one was a 6. That was worse, a 5.
Oh, rough. No,
It's
you just
not even
don't...
worth me using bardic inspiration.
No, you just don't speak Terran, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is Terran. That's all you get. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's an elemental language. That's Terran.
It's probably the earth plane version of what we've been hearing from the fire elemental stuff.
Yeah. That's a reasonable supposition.
What a Dutch angle on your camera, Josh.
Yeah.
So artistic.
Thank you. I'm just drunk. Yeah.
Yep, that's
wow,
it for
it
me.
is wonky. Hey, never mind. All right, cool. Then it's Toof. Toof is going to attack them again because he's a bold boy. Whoop. That misses. He probably for the best because you know every time he bites them, they get angry with him. But yeah, no, he did not manage to hit. Cash, it is your turn,
All right.
and Dahlia will be next.
I would like to cast Hunter's Mark, please.
Very well. Sure.
And then I will draw my short swords.
Ooh.
Dual wielding these bad boys.
Love it. Okay.
I will slash at the swarm because they just fucking bit me and I'm a little angry now.
Very well. Yeah, this is our butt ton of D6s Kesh is about to be rolling. Make some attack rolls, please, Kesh.
Okay, first roll is a 25.
25 hits.
Okay.
So,
That is 11 on
11
the dice, but we're about
plus-
to add 2 more.
2 D6s.
Plus
another
8, so 19 points of damage.
Yeah.
And offhand attack. Oh, sorry, second attack.
Second attack. You've used a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark, so you're not making an offhand attack this round.
Yeah, just a second attack.
Yeah, but you are making your extra attack. Yeah.
Yeah. 26, so that's gonna
Yeah,
hit.
look, when does Cash miss? Not often.
Yay.
And another 11 plus 1.
Another 11 and another d6 because Hunter's Mark still applies, which will bring it up to 13.
13.
And Kesh will say something like, "You little bastards!"
Cash, you're just cleaving them, but it's every swing you manage to just take out one. It's just sort of bam, you get one, bam! And this isn't just 2 swings. I'm seeing this as a smack, smack, smack. You managed to take down about a half dozen in your round, just flailing your swords through the air. It's not super effective, but it is quite rapid. So, yeah, you're doing a fair amount of damage just from sheer effort. But yeah, it's not as effective as, say, a fireball. Dahlia.
Excuse me, sorry about that. I think I'm literally just gonna do the erupting earth again. To do as much damage as possible to these things.
I would say you would notice that at this point the swarm is it has thinned significantly.
Okay. I think I'm still gonna do this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying.
And then, yeah, perfect. Dexterity save?
Oh! A filthy 20.
Oh. So that will make it, but it still does, well, half, but then it's an area of effect, so full damage, but
Even
not
Stevens.
double. Not that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I rolled 3 8s on my d12s, so 24 damage.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I did not expect to get the same number in all 3 dice.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, more of the same. These pink-tinged, gold-tinged clods of earth shoot into the sky around Dahlia. I'm imagining there's a bit of a Super Saiyan moment of this pink floating fairy just sort of clenching in around herself, and then this eruption of earth around her, knocking scarabs left and right. Bunch clatter down around Kesh's feet. And Kesh, as you look down, you notice that even as you're watching, they start to be absorbed into the ground. And whilst you guys have taken out over 100 of them, you notice that there aren't that many bodies on the ground, Kesh. And it's Julio's turn.
Yeah, okay, so... Well, let's go with what worked last time. I don't think Rapier is a good choice against bugs, so I'm gonna go with another Thunder Wave at
Love
me.
it. Very well.
Yeah, this time first level Thunder Wave.
Sure.
Because it's again Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-huh. Nah.
Nah. Okay.
Probably not. I rolled
So-
6, so...
Yeah, nah.
Don't
Okay,
think
so
they've got
they
an
get
8
16.
con. 16.
Damage.
Very nice.
And they are pushed away, but that's like meh.
There are very few left at this point. There's only a half dozen or so sort of still fluttering around. The swarm is thin to the point where, it's a nuisance rather than a threat. But they are definitely... It's still in play, technically.
Look, they're not giving up.
No. No, they are vigorously defending their thing. Indeed, they will be doing half damage on their attacks, which are now! Ha ha ha!
It takes 2d6 fire damage.
Go on then. Do more than 7.
Nope. I did 3.
Well,
You did 3.
You tried.
Well, in which case, it does make its attacks. Julio, an 18 to hit.
yes.
And Cash, 23.
Yeah.
All right. Julio will be taking... 10 acid and 12 piercing, which I half because there's half of them. So 5 acid and 6 piercing. Hey,
So I'll
Absalom
take
Duck.
8 damage then.
If you're halving the piercing damage, yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Kesh, you're only going to be taking half of that. 1 piercing damage, which is amazing because it means you can't kill them by shielding yourself, and 10 acid. But you can shield yourself if you want to stop that 1.
Nah, fuck it. It's not worth the spell slot.
Very well.
12?
11.
Oh, sorry, 11.
Dahlia, a 23 to hit, and Eric, a 24 to hit.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, these dice are doing very well for the attacking rolls. So Dahlia takes 5 acid and 8 piercing, and Eric 6 piercing and 6 acid. Do you wanna?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Very well. Then it's Eric's turn. Oh, and Toof.
Finish them.
Toof actually gets hit this turn for some damage as well. Ooh, for 16 damage.
Eek.
He's taken 24. All right, Eric. Finish them. Bonus action swipes the rest out of the sky. There are
You're really-
5 left.
You're really bugging me. Catch as many bodies as you can. We need them. Bonus action, fiery sphere.
Very well. Roll above 5. 12.
I did.
Yeah, there you go. You sweep the last of them from the sky, and the bodies charred hit the ground.
I will try to catch some.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even as you're looking, the bodies start to be subsumed in the earth. But if you want to try and grab as many as possible, I will get...
Oh, Kesh is totally like, swords down.
Yeah. What did I write then? You guys... chat, can you please roll me? Can I have 2 people in chat roll ! Roll space 12. You will manage to gather this many bodies. 2d12. Potentially a lot, potentially not very fucking many. A 3 from Absalom Dak, and a 6 from Krakascool. Thank you very much, guys. You get 9 little bodies worth 25 gold pieces a pop.
I really needed 16 to be worth 400 gold.
That's very precise, Eric.
That's a very specific amount.
Yes.
Eric, you can make a dex save.
Thanks. Dex save is there. 22.
Wow. All right. You managed to catch the remaining 5 that you sweeped out of the sky with your sphere.
So we have 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 9 plus 5, that's 14.
14. Excellent. Now, who rolled the really low one? Absalom Dak. You're on my list.
Alrighty. Well, guys, I think... Are we technically in the Earth plane? What's happening? Technically, you're still on the plane of life, but it is infected with this nasty, cancerous Earth plane growth that Julio is now carrying around. And I think we'll go for a short little break, baby. So, yeah, we'll be back in 5 to 10. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed. I'm here all week. Excellent. Well, we will see you very shortly then, Dak. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Avast, ahoy, and g'day once again to ye mateys. We be back for some more Humblewood. Back in the plane of life. Maybe a little bit this plane of Earth, a tiny, tiny bit. But we're going to see if we can do something about that, because Julio is holding a big glowing green rock that said in Inute Katem to him, and then shut up. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think Eric forgot to think about it real hard on his turn.
No, he did. He just didn't think about it hard enough. He didn't manage to learn what it
Oh, I
was.
see.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I
then.
wasn't very good.
He tried.
He burned his inspiration and
harder.
still couldn't figure out how. Still
Oh,
figuring
right,
out.
it was a 5. Yeah, I remember now. Mm.
Yeah.
It's not Bishop Blood. Stop it.
Did the voice seem similar to the one that we heard when we touched the yucky stuff from the cult?
When you heard
it
Furious
similar
Ra,
vibe?
yes, similar
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
You are standing in a
turn
depression
to-
holding this rock. Eric has just finished gathering up the last few bits of the scarabs that he killed with the flaming ball. He caught them as they were dropping out of the air. That's what I'm ruling that dex as.
I will turn to the group with the rock and say, so the rock talked a little bit and then it didn't anymore. Who wants it? Who wants the rock?
I mean, Hope could carry it if you want.
But you haven't been magically transported anywhere, so I think you're doing all right.
As long as you do not intend to go to the Earth plane, you should be fine.
I don't like the energy about you guys right now. That I should be the one continuing to take this because I'm not dead yet. Ergo, it's fine. It did
No,
talk.
look, honestly, do you want Hope to carry it? Hope can carry it.
Hope looks at you like,
Or Toof. Toof, how would you
What
feel
about
about?
Toof?
Toof will not carry the. He's not. Well, no, I'm literally just because he took.
Toof
like,
can carry.
almost 30
Toof help. Toof friend.
Toof,
Why not carry?
You took almost 30 points of damage, and I don't want to risk you dying.
That meta.
Oh, so I'm fine.
Too fine.
dying. I see.
You
Toof
are
help.
almost dead.
Toof happy. Toof fine. Toof on exactly 50% hit points.
Wow, heals percent. What a smart tooth. What a smart sheep.
Yes,
Kesh
sheep.
is
Not nothing else.
Kesh is gonna like roll her eyes and like pull her like cloak off and like fasten it into a rudimentary shoulder bag, and
Yeah.
I'll hold it out for Julio to pop the earth node into.
Okay. I'll plop it carefully in.
Julio, make a wisdom save.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fine, I
What?
will.
I'm letting go.
8. It's worse
he,
than
though?
before.
Julio, you don't want to let go of this thing.
On a second thought, I'm actually fine carrying it. You know, it's not that heavy, and I kind of need more bicep strength. It's fine.
Does this come off as hella sus?
Yes. So am I, yes.
Julio is sus. I saw him vent.
Julio, I would feel more comfortable if you put it in the bag.
Well, what if you give me the bag and I'll carry the bag with the stone then?
Well, you pop it, you slide it into the bag while I'm holding it open, because it's not a proper bag, it's just my cloak, and then I'll hand it to you.
That sounds fair to me.
Yeah,
Toof
absolutely.
agree.
Okay.
And I'll hold the bag out and open for the...
What's over there? That's running.
Stop.
Oh, bloody hell.
I love that
Can Toof...
Julio has intuited exactly what's going on here, or rather, Daria has. What a stinker. So is Julio running away from everybody else? The
Yeah.
rogue?
Yeah, with the stone. I mean, I'm probably like not as fast because it's a heavy stone,
Sure.
but I'm
You can
running
still double
towards
dash.
the mountain. But I'm running.
cutting Thorn Whip and I'm pulling the fucker
Oh
back.
my god! They're gonna
Julio.
kill me for the stone. Josh, are you happy?
Yes.
Yes. The bugs are dead, but the
People
damage is still
involved.
being dealt.
I rolled a 26 to hit.
Roll some damage, please.
Oh my god, really?
Do I have to?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually
I
a good
swear to
idea
God.
as well. Eight points of damage to Julio. Julio, you may make the
Ow.
wisdom save again.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna take 4 damage because this sucks. And then
I'm not sure you can
I'll
uncanny dodge because it's caught you and dragged you back.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the mechanic.
Well, I can take more. It's fine. I guess.
I guess.
Fine.
No,
I'll
I
take
shouldn't
all of it.
invalidate his mechanic. It's a dumb mechanic that doesn't make sense, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
But I'll. Okay, 17.
Rogues
this
don't
time?
have a lot going on.
No, that's true.
Okay.
17.
Okay, that was unwarranted.
Julio, this blow to the back of your head, and Eric. How does this work? What do you?
No,
what do you-
it would be sending a vine past him and then whipping it back around
to trip him up.
and like Kane on stage pulling him back
Yeah.
towards us.
Clothesline.
White and red Kane coming on and just grabbing him and pulling him back. Yeah, you do that. And Julio, as I think this trips you over, and as you fall, you knock your head on the ground, and it sort of clears your head a bit,
Ow.
and you hear the phrase in your head again, "Nute katem," but this time you are able to resist the effects, and you are aware that the plane of Earth just tried to manipulate you.
Oh wow. Well, this was awkward. The plane of Earth is trying to like get into my head. I don't like it.
Then I strongly recommend putting it in the bag.
Kesh, do you mind? And I will hold open my hands to hold the cloak bag.
Cool. I will hand over the cloak bag. Barrick thinks he's the bird for this job. The bird
I mean,
is the
his
word.
wisdom is. Yeah.
He's got the
All
highest wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll try to let go of the rock now.
You succeed.
Nice.
Great. I will catch it and tie it up and sling it over my shoulder.
Okay, you do that.
Do you mind gathering here? I've got a few. Do you mind gathering all those bugs? I think we could probably turn them into something quite valuable.
Sure. We'll help him.
The
Collect all
remaining
the
bugs
buggies.
are gathered up, and yes, as established before, you get another 12.
Do you have any specific thought for them?
Or however many it was. I think you wind up with 14.
It's 14.
It was 14.
Yeah.
Who's going to hang on to them? Is Kesh going to hold on to them, or is Kesh going to give them to Eric? Or
Oh, like you're
whoever-
carrying the note. I'm happy to carry the bugs.
Okay.
Very
Great.
well.
Chuck down those 14. Well, as I was saying before, and this is probably a good time that we have this conversation, perhaps do we want to have a bit of a rest while we're having this conversation? I'm a bit pooped.
I'm going to suggest that we go back out through the archway and kind of get out of this
Yep.
zone,
idea.
and then absolutely let's
Toof not like hole. Or bugs. Toof not like bugs. They not friend to sheep.
I agree.
That's fair. Well,
Come, Dahlia.
okay, let's.
So sassy, commanding now.
Toof,
I love him.
Toof nobly like a noble steed, with Dahlia on his back, sort of trots ahead of the rest of you. Silly rock. Not like.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of the Maximus, or whatever his name. The horse is entangled. That's
Yeah.
the vibe
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
very
very
much
good.
it. Yeah. His tongue is actually holding a frying pan.
Nice.
I've never seen it.
As
leave
we
me
get
alone.
to the hole, not to the hole, to the gate. Does it seem the same?
Yes. You can already see the you can probably already sense, Julio would certainly be already able to sense the change in the area around. However, the influence of the node is already lessening on the plane. The archway was a pair of gnarled trees that had grown together into an archway. They have now already sprouted new leaves. And the fungi around are looking a little withered.
Cool. Do we have a similar effect to the first time as we go back through this?
How do you mean?
Well, I got my spell slots back last.
Oh, you're looking to double dip? No. That was the life element, the life plane giving you a one-off booster, baby.
Rude.
As you go through, you all feel a gentle pat on the head.
Yeah.
It's like, I prefer the hit points.
Shall we find somewhere to rest then, and we can discuss our next steps?
Sure. Is there anywhere that looks kind of particularly pleasant to sit down?
Yeah. It's going to take a few days for the taint of this place to fade. However, so I'd suggest going back to where you were before. Leaving these sort of the nasty, icky surrounds of the plane of air, the node.
Earth.
Yeah.
Like, Kesh basically will kind of keep moving until it feels like we're back on the life plane.
The life plane. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you do that.
Well, then, while we're traveling, let's have this conversation then. So, Julio, you were asking what I thought we could use those carapaces for. As I was saying earlier, if I have something attuned to the elemental plane, well, really, probably any of the elemental planes, but since those would be attuned to the elemental plane of Earth, I might be able to use them to reach through and bring something back under my control. So having something to help us fight other things with wouldn't be terrible. But which brings me to my next point, is our plan, just so that I can be clear, our plan is to feed an earth node to an already quite rambunctious mountain in the hope of putting it to sleep and thinking that it won't empower it.
Well, the plane of life was like, and those soldier manifestations were down with the concept. So I feel like they would
Did
have
we
said
tell
something.
them we were going to feed it to a mountain?
Yes.
Yeah, Dahlia was quite clear about what we were going to do with that, and they weren't like, oh, no, don't do that. And I feel like they would have if they thought it would be bad.
Also,
it occurs
the
to
idea
you...
is that...
No, carry on.
The idea was that even if it does get empowered, it needs to like digest it first, and that's where we grab the flower and say bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just
Sorry,
going to
Duh.
leave me with it?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So Dahlia, you would know that you doubt it would empower it. It would take, given its impact, and Eric, you could probably figure this out as well. Given its impact on this plane, this node is not nice for the creatures of this plane. It's not good for it. The mountain being functionally part of the plane, probably it's not going to do it any good. It'd be like feeding it something that it wants to eat, but it's alcohol. It's not empowering, and you'll have to sleep it off, but he will enjoy it. That sort of thing. Yeah?
Okay.
We're going to get a mountain drunk.
Yeah.
So that we can mount it.
Yeah. Yeah. Consent is important.
Yeah, let's date rape a mountain.
Yeah, you're going to
Yeah, that was a
roofie a
very
mountain.
weird.
Anyway,
Strange implications. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Never mind
Hey,
what I
Tony.
just said. It was stupid.
It wasn't stupid. It was just.
It was a concern, and
It was
I
a valid
think it is-
concern, but
It's just that when I think of a mountain, and you say life plane or earth plane, I think more earth plane. But if Dahlia, you think that it will be safe, then that's fine. And don't forget that once we've done this, we will then need to trace our steps and try to find the life node again. I didn't see it when we came through.
Well, that should
that's
be
a whole
something that
other
I know
thing.
where it is, right?
well, the whole thing is alive. It's probably in a constant state of motion. They may have to go looking for a new one.
Last time we saw them, they were fighting each other. Do we hear any tremors still? What's
No.
up?
As you are moving, let us say you sort of reach the plains now, and yes, traveling now towards the mountains, it is as though things are keeping their distance from you. The beasts of the plains get out of their way, as if you are carrying a plague. Their lowing echoing in the strangely still air. Julio, Dahlia, and Kesh, you notice that your wounds aren't healing as they should. You are carrying the source of the problem with you, sadly. Is there anything you would like to say or do before you get to your destination? The mountains are currently quiescent. The further, more aggressive one gives the occasional rumble in the manner of a volcano, but no other signs of movement are present. This would be a decent place to have a short rest. You're out on the plains, and everything is giving you a wide berth.
Nice.
Hmm.
I would very much like a short rest. Yeah.
If we're happy with this place, let's
Yeah.
do it.
You
That's
find
just the same.
a small rise, no more than sort of 15 feet up, but gives you a bit of a vantage point under a nice stand of trees, a few poplars, so nice and shady, though there isn't really shade here. The light is all over the place. It's coming from everything, so you cannot really get shade. You looking around, there is no threats. It's almost like everything, the plane of life is somewhat lifeless right now. While you're having your rest, I think it would be worthwhile asking you what your plan is for feeding said mountain.
Great question.
Just thinking we kind of sneak up, leave the life node next to it. Earth node next to it. Back up a bit. And then kind of try to wake it up from a distance, maybe throw a rock at it or something.
Classic ring the bell and dash away. Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Where you leave the bag of bug droppings on the doorstep and you light it on fire and then you run. That bit.
Yeah.
But with an earth node.
Classic humble folk traditional.
Yeah,
Fine.
and then they stomp on the bag and they get bug droppings all over their feet. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I've definitely never done it myself.
No.
I believe you.
I don't think you should.
I have another thought, and it's related to those shiny bug bodies. Kesh, do you want to help me see if we can fashion this into some kind of focus for me? Because if I can summon an earth elemental, it can be the delivery driver of this little snack and also be the snack.
An additional snack?
Yes.
Double snack sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you asked for a bag of crisps, but the vending machine screwed up and gave you a chocolate bar as well.
Sure. Yes.
Sure.
But the chocolate bar is alive and carrying the crisps.
It's more like if the vending machine was itself edible.
Oh my god, yes.
Given that vending machines aren't a thing in this world, this is a very meta conversation and quite silly. So here's the next
Well, you note
question.
I didn't say it in Kesh's voice.
I did notice that. So you're planning on using the Earth node as the spellcasting component for Summon Elemental.
No, the bug bodies.
Right.
I'm hoping that Kesh and I together can, because Kesh is good at scrapping things together, that we can turn all these bodies into a spell component for me to be able to cast Conjure Elemental.
Right. Yeah?
Summon
And then
Elemental.
control the elemental to go towards the mountain and die for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that bit, yeah. Okay. Sacrificial boulder elemental. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Fuck. Yes. Sounds great.
You asked us what our plan was.
I did,
We
and now I
would've
know,
just
and
kept
knowing is
going.
half the battle. Cool. Yeah, Karen, how would you do this?
I would, pull out my bag of stuff that I carry around with me. I think
I'm
double check.
imagining you turning it into a sort of dream catcher made of bug bits.
Yeah, because I've got like a crowbar and rope and a tinderbox
Yeah.
and a hammer.
I feel like all mapach carry around a small Scroungecraft kit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll basically start kind of banging them together into a sort of dream catcher made of bugs and tiny emeralds.
If we can make it compact, that would be great.
Hesh gives you a dirty look and then starts making it smaller.
Thank you. I'm helping.
You are helping. All right, Cash, make me a... What check would this be?
I am genuinely wanting to help.
You know, I
Because-
assumed that.
Yeah.
I think...
I've got glass blowers tools, so maybe
Are
I
you-
can use those to
You
manipulate
have them or
these
you're proficient
carapaces.
with them?
I have them.
Are you proficient with them?
Probably not.
I just have them.
And
I don't know,
I'm
this is the
here.
first time I've noticed them. Yeah.
I made this. You made this?
Oh yes,
made
I have
this.
Tinker's tools. That's it. I
Yeah,
knew I
yeah.
had a tool
Yeah.
set of some
Yeah.
kind.
And no, I am proficient with them.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. All right, so Tinker's Tools check. So you are proficient. Dex check plus your proficiency. So anything that you're proficient in, dexterity.
I will also give Cash an
Guidance?
inspiration and a guidance.
Wow.
Just a double tap.
Double tap, and you're getting You're getting advantage because Eric is helping.
This cannot fail.
Look.
19 plus what was the
19.
other one?
Then a bardic
D6
inspiration
and a D4.
and a D6 and a D4.
Plus 8.
Plus
20,
another 8.
27.
Okay. A 27 to create the spellcasting focus specific for Summon Earth Elemental.
Yes.
Yeah, you do that. Hey,
Right.
Crispin Crunch, good to see you, buddy. You create that. Yeah, can you please describe it?
Me or Eric?
Given that Eric commissioned it, Eric.
Okay. How big were these bugs?
About the size of a palm. 6 inches long.
Right. Okay. So I feel like we crushed up the carapaces into a paste, as much of a paste as we could, and so I probably would have put a little bit of like fire in this to burn them down and to meld them together too. So what I'm thinking it might look like is something similar, like a crafted, somewhat crude version of like a slater, like a pill bug rolled up,
Uh-huh.
with these little gems, sticking out of it.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I imagine. Okay, I will double down on it. I think you make that pasty sort of thing, and you use that as a glue to
Yeah.
attach several shells together into that rolled up pillbug shape. I like this. Yeah, cool. And then you mount it on a short staff, carved that I will say Dahlia asked nicely from a poplar tree from. So a tree gifted a bit of itself to the mixture. So you have a pillbug staff.
Right. That is specifically used as a component for the Earth version of Summon Elemental.
Yeah.
Great.
Does it expend it, or is it you get to do it more than once?
It keeps it.
Yeah, cool, neat.
I feel like it's not quite worth 400 gold, but I feel like
It's worth
because
about.
it's only
Hey,
the
my
Earth
labor is
component,
valuable.
It
Well,
is.
also that's because Kesh rolled so well. That's why I'm giving you the little extra bit from the plane of life poplar
Yeah.
tree. I
Yeah.
think that adds a little bit to it, and yeah, sentimental value. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From that time, you fought earth elementals on the plane of life.
Now, if we can just make one of these from every other plane we go to, we could have a little.
You have the full set.
Do I think it would be possible to conjure a life elemental, not using this, but like with a similar method?
Probably.
Now, if we can. No, never mind.
Maybe not with Dahlia right there. Don't say
Yeah.
what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Like Cash is like,
Yeah, that's the point. Great. Cash, thank you so much for this. This is going to be really helpful, I think.
you're welcome. Everyone feeling sufficiently rested? Shall we go sneak up on a mountain? Which is a sentence I never thought I'd have to say, but you know, there's a first time for everything.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, you travel another 6 hours or so towards the mountains. The great head of the mountainosaur rises, its cavernous mouth opening with glacial slowness. You are a mile or so away, but this is an enormous creature. It does not, however, moving towards you. But yes, the mountain rise ahead, and the rumbling intensifies. Yeah, I presume you enact your plan.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll ask.
Oh, like,
Yeah, I'll ask Dahlia what she thinks would be a safe distance for us to stand and
Okay.
watch as we send this Earth Elemental.
Dahlia,
To
I
its
wouldn't go any
demise.
closer.
No. We should stay here.
Okay.
and I was just going to
Well-
ask, are we all going to go up this mountain, or are we going to send one of us up there?
Is there a reason not to all go?
Not really, I suppose.
I think we should all go just in case things get a bit hairy.
Mm-hmm. And if the
Or
mountain is
if we-
busy, it's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah, look, if we only want one of us to go, then it should be me because it's my mother that we're getting this for.
Yeah, but I'm a lot more stealthy than you.
And Plain loves me.
Let's just go
So
together.
it's agreed we should all go.
Yes.
Dahlia, given Toof is injured, should we perhaps leave him behind, though?
Toof come.
Did Toof get
Dahlia
a short
come.
rest?
Toof comes. Yeah, but Toof is a mimic, not a player character.
So monsters have hit dice, don't they?
Monster's gonna have a nap, Josh.
Hashtag not all monsters. Fine, yeah,
point
he's
is
looking a
that-
bit better, but he's not fully healed. However, he is insistent that if Dahlia is going, he is going.
No? Oh, okay. I'd like. It's not
I
for me to
can-
tell him what
I
to
was
do.
going to stay with the other sheep, but Dahlia said I should probably come, so I came. I'm coming. He doesn't say that.
Listen, I didn't.
would you
That was far
would you
more
like me-
erudite than he would normally be. Oh, the pussycat.
would you
and
like me to heal him up? Would you like that if I gave you a little bit of healing, Toof?
I like heel or leg. Any bit of leg.
Okay.
Toof, sheep only eat vegetables.
Toof, no. Toof is sheep. Toof
Yes,
pauses
yes.
and is like, yes, I knew that.
I was making big joke. Ha ha.
You have hay? Toof
Big
hungry.
Okay. I am going to, first of all, use an action to empower Hope to turn her on, so to speak. And then, no, don't.
I'm proud of all of us. No one said anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at Dahlia. I looked at Daria. Neither of us said a damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Until
I didn't
this.
even
So
smirk at
above
that
it.
Yeah, it was
No
too
bother.
easy. It's low hanging
Yeah.
fruit, really.
I'm going to cast Healing Spirit
You do that.
on Toof.
Yeah.
When I cast the spell, because Hope is active, I get to add a d8. And I'm just checking if it includes my modifier as well. No, it's just the roll. So 4
Sure.
plus 6d6.
He has 24 hit points to recover, so 20 now. If you wanted to spread those to other people, but that's exactly 24.
Yep.
If you wanted to give 4 to somebody else, you can.
Anyone else want a little bit?
Toof is fine. Toof feel much better. All that hay good for Toof.
Great.
He's munching.
I'm at about 3/4 health. So, oh wait, we took
Okay.
a long or short rest.
Yeah,
so I
short.
could roll. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could roll a couple of my hit dice that I did not do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is-
about
Hey,
3/4 as well.
Something I should do probably.
Does anyone, well, you let me know if you or anyone else needs a little bit of a top off.
Will
Because
do.
if not, I'll take it myself.
So,
Yeah, you go ahead, take it yourself. I'll be okay.
Okay.
so
I'll take 4.
you get 4. Yeah. So you are about a mile away from the thing. It is growling at you. There is the occasional rumble. It's not. You probably intuit it's not growling at you. It's growling at whatever you're holding.
Like, hey, buddy, you want some cocktails?
Like, it's worth noting, your journey here has been remarkably flat. All the hills and trees have gotten out of the fucking way.
That's very good. All right.
That's
Like
all right, Tony.
Moses
We
parting the
appreciate
Red
having you here
Sea.
anyway. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, the ground to every side of you is like trees and hills all over the place, but for about a mile all around you, it is like a basketball court smooth.
How nice.
Yeah,
guess.
it's lovely.
Well, are we ready to do this?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
No time
Um,
like present.
I'm going to carefully pull the earth node off of my shoulder and lay it out in the cloak. So the cloak is flat and it's visible.
Yep.
And then I'm going to get this cool staff that we just made out and cast Summon Elemental.
Love it. Eric, what does it look like? What does the casting of this spell look like, and what does the elemental look like?
I think because of these specific circumstances, the casting will be pointing the head of the sphere with all the earth elemental stuff to it through the earth node and fishing a little bit and then gently pulling out an earth elemental.
I love it. So do you touch the pillbug head to the node itself?
Yes.
Yes. As you do, this green light from the node flows into the pillbug head, effectively empowering it permanently.
Yeah.
There you go. And you sort of reel in this a stony arm reaches through the air near the earth elemental, the earth node, and it extends and extends and extends. The hand is about the size of Eric's head, and places itself on the ground. The arm is more of an agglomeration of boulders, sort of held together by gravity, you guess? You don't know. Magic, probably. But yeah, it's just a collection of rocks and stones in the shape of an arm, and it lands on the ground and pulls itself through. And over the next sort of 20 seconds or so, in the manner of a person trying to squeeze through a dog door, it sort of comes through, and it is vaguely humanoid in that it has 2 arms and 2 legs, and a big rock on its head with 2 smaller rocks sitting that it would seem to
I feel like they'll be the same
through.
Gemstones that were on the beetles.
Definitely. And it stands and looks down at you, and sort of there is a almost subsonic rumble from it, which very much you get the vibe of what?
Hello.
It waves. It's sort of.
Well, it's worked quite well, right?
No guarantees it will work this well next time.
No.
This is purely for narrative convenience. The mountain behind is not okay with this. The mountain behind is like has it's actually sort of standing up now. You feel this thump in the ground as one of its legs comes up and it stands. But it's slow because it's huge. So, what do you do?
Cash, do you love this cloak? Do you want to keep the cloak?
I mean, I can get another one.
Okay. Just in case. Okay. Earth Elemental.
Toxic Chalk has a very important question in chat.
Okay, let's take a look.
What's its name?
Got him.
You shouldn't name it
Rocky
because
run
if you...
over.
Yeah. You shouldn't name it if you're not going to keep it.
It's Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Jade. Damn, I shouldn't have. Jade. Pick up. Pick up the Earth node, but with under the cover of the cloak. Wrap the cloak around the node, and then pick it up, and take it to that mountain. Not that smaller mountain. That big mountain.
Oh,
angry
Bishop
one.
Blood. Boulder Dash.
Roxy Peblington.
Boulder Dash, for what its current purposes, is so good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No. Jade is going to Boulder Dash. That's the action.
Yeah, that's the
That's
action.
Go there
nice.
as quickly as possible.
It
I
does
choose
so
you,
in the manner...
Jade.
Yeah. Jade, in the manner of a rugby player, sort of approaching something that's it knows is gonna tackle it, and it's gonna be a bad one, or a gridiron player for Dahlia's reference. It sort of sucks its shoulders up a little bit, and it runs towards this enormous mountain. One even might even say mountainous thing that it's running towards. It takes about 5 minutes for it to cover the mile or so between it and the mountain. However, the mountain comes to meet it. Yes, if you cannot take Moses to the mountain should go to it. The mountain comes down, and with one big chomp of its jaws, just obliterates Jade, and it throws its head back like a dog trying to sort of catch something, and it chews a lot for what would to it be barely even a pebble. There's a lot of chewing. Jade is gone. Jade is not the chewy bit. Thanks, Jade. Hello, my name is Jade Bolderdash.
Brief and glorious.
Well, it's funny because it's every time you're going to be summoning the same one.
Hi, Jade. Sorry about last. Every time she reappears, she just gives Eric the finger.
It chews and swallows. Then its eyes sort of flutter closed, and the mountainosaur slowly puts its arms back and lays its head back down upon its front legs, and once again resumes the aspect of a slumbering mountain. Congratulations, you have tamed the mountain.
Yay!
Well, I feel like that was the best way we probably could have approached that. I'm really glad we didn't have to get much closer.
Kesh is down a cloak, but otherwise it's fine.
Look, I imagine it was just a standard issue kind of basic.
Oh yeah, you can requisition another one when you get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even buy it. The Wildwood Brigade gave it to me. It's fine.
That's not my cloak. That's my spare. Yeah, cool. All right. So, you guys are on the plane of life.
Do we move forward then, I suppose?
You can.
Yeah, we don't know how long it will stay like this.
I
so
still
I
think we
will.
should try and be as stealthy as possible.
Yes.
Just as a thought.
So, it is 10 p.m., which means we should probably wrap things up. However, there is not a huge amount left to do on the plane of life. So, Toof will say, Dahlia, we leave sheep friends long time. We go now, we help, we go.
I mean, we can help. If you want to help, or if you would like to leave, we can leave too. I mean, I'm okay with either one of those options.
I mean, if you need to get back to the other sheep, like, I think I don't want to jinx it, but I think we've done the hard bit.
The biggest part is done, I think.
We're just
If you
going
could
for a
maybe
walk
just
now.
give us a pointer as to where we could find the way back home, we could probably take it from here.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The node moves around, so there's not one place that it's going to be at any specific point in time. So
Okay.
that's I
Our
wish
guess
I
is
could
as
be
good
more
as
help,
yours.
but yeah, your guess is as good as mine in that sense. Unfortunately.
Julio and Dahlia may make a religion check.
Ooh. Okay. Can I guidance myself?
Not in this instance. It's an instantaneous thing. There's no preparation.
It's a 10.
involved. You can,
18.
however, you do have. Ooh. Okay, Dahlia. Your connection to the plane has reformed in the last couple of minutes. You were deaf to it before, but now you feel it crashing back upon you, and you hear in your mind, tell your friends there will be one at the base of the mountain when they finish their quest.
Fantastic. Well, then I will relay that to them, and that the plane gave that to them as a gift.
Oh, and I kind of awkwardly look down at the ground. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, I suddenly become conscious that I'm stepping on something that's
Very
quite
much
alive again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But rather used to
Very
being trodden
conscious.
on, and by much larger creatures than just you.
Yeah.
There's
Mountains,
freaking
for
dinosaurs
example.
stomping
Yeah.
around. It's fine.
Yeah. Toof says, "It nice meeting you, sheep friends."
I'll give Toof a little pat on the head.
Mm.
And
No, Toof likes, and I will put my hand out to shake.
Toof was actually going to wrap his tongue around Kesh's hand and shake it when she goes to pat him.
Thank you.
Yep. Very
Yeah.
sheepy.
Toof is
So
dead.
cheap.
Much wow.
High five, Toof.
A tongue the size of a naan bread high fives you, Julio.
Bread.
Specifically
bread again.
non-bread.
And I'll shake Dahlia's tiny little mini mapach paw as well.
Possibly with the other hand.
Yeah, with the
Although-
non slobbery hand.
To be fair, I mean, technically I live with Toof. I think that
She's used
probably used, considering my size, I've probably gotten covered in it before.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for guiding us. It's been lovely to meet you.
Yes,
of
thank you
course,
so
it
much.
was my pleasure to help.
We like
If
you.
you're ever
Come back soon.
if you're ever on Material Plane, stop by Aldehard. We have a base there, and it's also very life planey. You'll like it.
Dahlia's been there.
As long as you ignore all the industrial bits.
Yeah,
The big
it's
tree
not
energy.
exactly- Yeah.
Big wood energy.
Nice.
If I'm ever back there, I will absolutely do so.
This fun. We do again sometime. Bye, friends.
Absolutely.
And Toof
Not
gives you a
until
sort
next
of
season.
salute with his tongue. And begins trotting home to see his sheep buddies, who he has clearly been missing a lot. And I think we'll leave it there. Dahlia and Fenway, thank you so much for joining us this last couple of sessions. It's been lovely. I just didn't think there was a full another session of stuff to do. But I'm aware that you've been up
worries.
since very early, and the rest of us, it's pretty late. So, and we still need to do our favorite moments from this splendid session. So, guys, favorite moments time. Can I get an exclamation mark roll space the number 5 in chat to determine who goes first? Chat, feel free. Bishop Blood rolls a 2. So we're talking about Julio, first of all. If you have your favorite moments, chat, please let us know what you think as well. This is something we stole unapologetically from the dreaded GM. It's a lovely thing to do at the end of a session. It's really affirming to acknowledge what you did well. So, what do we think? Favorite Julio moments? I can go very easily. Karen?
I loved Julio just leaping into the trench to get the note. It's like, swarm of mystery bags. I'm just gonna go get that.
I'm gonna shout out Daria completely getting why those wisdom saves were being made, and you actually preempted it. It was actually going to happen at the end, just as it was about to be given to the Mountainosaur. Whoever touched it first would be bewitched by it unless they passed a DC 17. You rolled the number you needed. Wisdom save.
Nice.
Given that 3 of the 4 of you are either druids or rangers, I presume there was a decent chance of having high wisdom, although I hadn't realized that Dahlia doesn't actually have proficiency in wisdom saves, because she's a rogue first. But anyway, that was really cool. I loved you just like, I know exactly what to do here, and just going with it. I'm like, yes, that was really good. Yes, anding. Enjoyed.
I will say that I thought one of my favorite moments was probably well, two things. First of all, the interaction with the very first bug, before we got like bombarded by all of them. But also just the absolute running off after Kesh tried to take the node from you. I thought that was very funny.
Yes.
It's all pretty much been taken, but I liked the YOLOing into the death pit in the middle of combat.
Yes.
And there was about 30 seconds where Josh was like ramping up description that I thought was going to be like, and then another giant earth elemental comes out of this thing and solos Julio, and I'm like, boy.
No good, no good. No, just the swarm gets more aggressive to him. Julio started taking double damage from the swarm. Yeah. It was whoever picked it up in combat. I was just like, wow, that was really stupid. I'd have killed the things first, but great. I loved it.
My thinking for that was just the fact that I suspected that there's a creature underneath. So I was worried that the longer we stay, the more like we are in danger of waking it up. So I'm like, hey, if that does happen, at least I have the node with me, so we can just book it away. You know, that was my thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was just like,
logic.
oh, well, if one of us has the node and we need to, like, make a run for it, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the thing.
Yeah. Daria, favorite self?
Favorite self. I enjoyed. I always like in these like live elemental sessions how much Julio trusts the plane. I think that fits his story so far. And when he saw the art, he was like, yeah, I trust this. I just gonna go. And I like this because usually when I play characters, I always look for traps, like try to suss things out, and it is very freeing to be for once very like naive and trusting with the place around you. I think it's nice.
That was cute. Loved it. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, then we need someone else to roll a d4 in chat, please. Why not? The elementals here are just made of it. 4. That's Eric. Favorite Brendan moments.
The very good idea of using the crystals from the bugs as the component. That is very smart and actually like ties the spell with the story together. That's a very beautiful, clean narrative there. I like it.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought it was entertaining when the person in chat asked the elemental's name, and Josh was like, you can't name it unless you're going to keep it, and then you proceeded to name it and then not keep it.
Away.
I just thought it was very funny.
That's Brendan yes and yes anding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I enjoyed our little buddy scroungecraft session.
Yes.
A scroungecraft afternoon, if you will. That was fun. But I did also write down a quote: "Big wood energy."
You said something about I think it was about hope, and Daria and I both didn't take it. Which was funny. But Bishop Blood says whipping Julio. Yeah, I quite actually. That was a really direct and sort of immediate way to solve that problem. You're like, whip. Yeah.
Well,
Lightning
when Julio was doing the look over there, I was thinking, Cash and Eric are both incredibly high perception.
Yeah.
They are not going to
insightful.
That was why it was so immediate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're both like, Julio, what's going to whip?
Like, Julio, are you trying to distract us so you can run away?
No.
Is that what's going on? No, Mom.
No.
Runs away. I really enjoyed... I thought it was a really good use of the flaming sphere, actually. Yeah, you're like, I don't really have any area effects, but this one's quite an efficient way of knocking things out of the air, and I can move it around. I'm like, yeah, just again, like, you know me well enough to know that I'm going to allow that sort of thing. And like, yeah, definitely, this is such a good idea. It's a very effective way of, yeah, it was well played. I'm saying it's my favorite moment because it also indicates a familiarity and a comfortableness with the DM that I really enjoy. That we know each other well enough to know, like, yeah, no, he's going to be cool with that, and I am, yes, absolutely. Favorite self?
Well, this actually ties into my favorite DM moment, if I could be so bold as to
Jump
do
ahead.
that segue. The arch leading towards the Earth plane, the Earth node, I was not expecting to have positive consequences for me. But seeing, like, there was really no reason not to in character, and I thought, oh look, it would be kind of shitty if I go around it. So going through it, and then you surprising me with the question of, hey, you have a parasite, do you want us to get rid of it? Was a huge question. And yeah, I'm still not quite sure. Like, I think Eric might have thought about it a little bit. I don't think a lot, but yeah, it was like a big question to ask. That wasn't what I was expecting. So yeah, that was probably my favorite DM moment, was being asked that question. And yeah, this opportunity, something that we had not discussed.
Nope.
Of like, hey, do you want to respec your character? So yeah, that was very cool.
I would have basically, the offer was put out there, and then if you had gone with it, we'd have figured out what it meant.
Yeah,
It was sort of the offer. I was like, this would be neat. I'm pretty confident he's going to say no, but putting it out there is still an interesting narrative thing to do.
Yeah, but and I thought about it, and like a part of me was like, I would like to take that just because it would be cool to find out what that actually means mechanically, but I was like, after everything that Eric has been through, and like having this attachment to Hope has basically defined him as a character. So to just throw that away feels really shitty, both in character and as a player.
No, absolutely. Alternate reality one shot. Yeah, that's an interesting point. But we're not talking about me yet. I'll let it stand. But Tony rolled a 2, which means Karen. We're talking about Kesh first. So, favorite Karen moments. When Kesh whipped out her swords. Yes, Bishop Blood. We haven't seen Sword Kesh in a while. But yeah, Arrow Kesh was going to be very ineffective, so Sword Kesh made sense. Absolutely. Agreed.
I have one that I think, I mean, it's sometimes we just have a good idea out like in vacuum, but it doesn't work out in the moment. But I really liked idea of communicating with the bugs, because it harkens back to the whole thing with bugs and Cash before. And I was like, yeah, I understand why it doesn't work, but goddamn, it's a good idea.
No, it
was.
It was a really good idea, and I felt a bit bad noping it. But I'm like, there are 2 reasons it doesn't. You are queen of the bugs, not the earth elementals, sadly. Yeah, that was really smart. And I tried to nice DM you, but I'm like, nah, the dice disagree. And it was a nat 20 as well. That hard no. I'm like, nah. It was the only fucking nat 20 that dice rolled all day. That was the bad dice. The one that routinely...
which one are the good dice? So I definitely can't hide them before next session.
The green and the glass one. The green one you got me from Drop Bear Dice, and the glass one that you bought me last Christmas. Both gifts from Karen.
I was going to say, I'm hearing that Karen is responsible for this.
Yeah, the one I bought myself was the only one that was the bad one. That was my lovely...
I'm hearing that you shouldn't buy dice
one
for yourself anymore, Josh, and that I should just buy them for you.
Look, I don't normally buy dice for myself. Most of the ones in the tray are gifts. The ones from Terrace were rolling quite well today as well.
That just occurred to me. I don't think I've ever bought myself a set of dice. I've bought myself a bunch of singles. I've never
Yeah.
bought myself a set.
Yeah. Yeah. Other favorite cash moments?
Yeah. Oh, you go.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, I'm not sure if it was just a singularly cash moment, but mainly, and you started it, but the talking about the different ways that the earth elementals could appear, and just like the creativity of it was very neat. And earth elementals, I think a lot of people see them in their head as like one specific thing, but like the idea that they could appear as any of those things is really cool.
Oh my god, I wrote them all down. I'm excited.
I love the idea of it being like a little, like one of those little little dust
Sand
storms.
store is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be an earth air cross.
Yeah.
There'd be a dust elemental.
What's the? Is it a willy willy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
couldn't-
it's a
What's so
tiny
weird
little tornado.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
little mini tornado.
Yeah, characterized by having a bunch of leaves and dust and stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that's called a willy willy in Australia.
The Willy Willy Mental.
I want to say
Ah,
in England
nice.
that's a hurly burly.
Yeah, everywhere's got a different cutesy nickname for those.
Except
Dust
for the
devil.
US.
Oh, the US. Oh, do you just not do them,
No,
or
they
are they just
actually
all
have
tornadoes?
proper whirlwinds.
Fucking tornadoes.
Yeah.
Oh man, tornadoes scare the absolute bejeebus out of me as an Aussie. I cannot conceive of living somewhere where just a giant cone of destruction comes down from
Yeah.
the sky.
That
It's a
does
bit
not look ideal.
terrifying.
Whereas we
Um,
encountered absolutely incredibly poisonous deadly spiders on the daily.
Not a big deal. Cone of wind, nah.
That's Mother Nature just
Great.
goes, nope. Don't like that house.
Side story, I was at my freshman homecoming and we had to go into a tornado lockdown because a tornado was touching down in my town during my freshman homecoming.
Oh my god.
Great.
It's like, excuse me, everybody. We got to cancel the slow dance and everyone get in the bunker.
There was a story I heard from Florida. Apparently, there's a massive lake in Florida where alligators gather in their thousands, and sometimes when the monsoon, or not the monsoon, but the typhoons come in, the cyclones, there's like hundreds of them will just get ripped up by the wind and just thrown hundreds of meters, and just land, but because they're alligators, it doesn't kill them. They're just there and angry and hurt now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just annoyed now. But
Yeah,
honestly,
just
I like to
Hundreds of
imagine that
pissed off
terrifying.
alligators.
some of them come there specifically for the purpose of being yeeted.
Yeah.
You know, like a little
It's like
attraction park.
I want to get thrown. Yeah, it's like a
Fuck
water
me up,
amusement
fuck
park.
me
Yeah.
up.
The
Not even
adrenaline
feeling
twin,
like
the
some
alligators
foreign
all lined
food.
up, going, yeet me, bro, yeet me.
You couldn't, I dare ya.
Bishop Blood's not even in Tornado Alley, but it's they've still encountered over half a dozen. Wow, okay, I didn't realize you were over there. Yeah, all right. Favorite Karen moments. I really enjoyed the casualness regarding the cloak. Bishop Blood is East Coast USA. I had it in my head that Bishop Blood was in Australia. There you go. Bishop Blood, that actually adds another level of, wow, man, you wake up every morning to come and hang out with us. That's dope of you.
What a nerd.
Yeah.
What a nerd.
Got him.
Got him.
Take
I'm also
that,
very
viewer
close to the East
loyalty.
Coast.
No, it's like amazing viewer loyalty. I'm much more impressed. Like Spina's in Perth. You okay? It's not that big a deal then. They wake up before we even start.
Wow.
Early riser.
That's just silly.
No, Bishop should have said, I wake up at
For
4
you.
a.m., trudge 4 kilometers through sandstorms just to get to the closest Wi-Fi place to
Yeah.
watch you. That would have been
Yeah.
badass.
That would have been, my heart would have gone out to you. But no, okay, 6 a.m. Oh, okay. Um,
I just briefly, I was just like, it's weird how your kind of fear levels are different for things you're not used to. Because I'm like, some people are so blasé about earthquakes, but we live in Perth. We're in the middle of a tectonic plate. We don't have earthquakes here.
No.
So the concept of an earthquake, like a tornado, absolutely terrifying.
We've got those too.
yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Nice. So both
Yeah.
air and earth fuck you up. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget about the hurricanes. So we've got water too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey!
nice.
And well,
Nice.
look, we've got most of these things, and our country regularly sets itself on fire.
Then we got bushfires and cyclones.
I was
Yeah.
going to say certain parts of the US.
California is doing fairly
regularly
well for
set
those as well,
fire
I
as
believe.
well.
Yeah.
Or there's the fact that the smoke from Canada is also infiltrating the U.S. at the
Oh,
moment as
that's
well.
good.
So we've
Yeah.
got the fires in California, the smoke from Canada. Yeah, so all of the U.S., all of the elements hate us all the time. I don't blame them.
Why? Why would nature hate the US? I don't
Well,
understand.
here's the thing. When you like, this is the trick. You live in a country it's big enough to have snow in parts of it, tropical weather in parts of it, and also just wildfires in other bits of it. Australia and the US are in similar situations regarding that. Two massive countries that have massively varying temperature differentials from the high points to the low points. I think you've got taller mountains than we do. Our blue mountains aren't particularly impressive, but we have snow year round on some of them. So yeah, it's.
We've got a few snowy spots, but just not many.
I mean, this is it, and Russia's not a small country either. There's
But all
yeah.
of it is fecking cold.
Well, this is the
Well,
thing.
not
No,
quite.
actually,
No.
yeah. Some of the
I think we
southern
have a
reaches of Russia
very-
can be quite warm.
Yeah, we have a very large difference between places with high and low temperature. Some places just like the steppes where like there's no snow in general. However, thankfully we are not getting the tornadoes and the earthquakes. That shit doesn't really happen here. So I'm like, you know what? A certain stinkiness aside, it's actually not that fucking bad.
Crispin
There are
Crunch does
perks.
point out that Tasmania does have snow-covered mountains as well, actually. Yes, that's true.
Yes, Tasmania is hecking cold.
And what's also fun is that there's a Perth in Tasmania as well, I found out recently.
Oh.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
My
It's almost like
favorite cash moment
Please, save us from this.
was when we realized the implication of what we were going to do to this mountain.
Yeah.
Of
And-
getting it drunk.
Yeah, and chatting, reasonably casually.
I'm sorry for making a rape joke. I hope it was one I can get away with.
Tony, it is a lovely place. Tassie is a beautiful place.
Gorgeous.
But just cold. Though probably no colder than Sweden, so... yeah, alrighty. Karen, favourite self, before we get lost.
Honestly, global geography is wild. Karen's kind of said all of the big ones.
Then pick a little one. Something you enjoyed.
Oh, it's the little things like when I'm like busy making a dream catcher emerald bug thing, and Eric's like, if it could be a bit smaller, and I'm like,
There is that.
How dare you interfere with my art?
Mhm.
It's a freaking
And then we
demanding.
end up making this big fucking staff.
Yeah,
Slash
and
of
then
the
you just put it on a
Fox.
huge stick.
Slash of the Fox, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. I'm imagining it as about a foot long with the pillbug top on top. I don't think it's it's not a full-blood
Okay.
cane. It's something you could put, not necessarily in a pocket, more of a wand. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. Respect the process. You know nothing.
It's like, what's the saying? Children and fools?
Alrighty.
Eric is
we-
not an artist. He's
a
very
scepter. Yes, a scepter.
academic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. An exclamation mark, roll space the number 2 in chat, please, to determine between me and Fenway. Should probably be a 1, seeing as we've already started, but I must, speaking about respecting the process. There you go. A 2!
Oh,
Fenway first. Favorite Dahlia moments?
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
You want to go?
no, you go first. You go
Okay.
first. I've got 2, so the odds of me having one that won't get taken are better.
Okay, great. I liked you dealing with the life elementals guarding the Earth node. That was very cool. The rest of us not really knowing what to do. I was getting ready to fight, and you just walk up to them and like, "Hey, what's up? Can we go through?" And just easily convincing them. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that boss charisma check. Just like, oh, right this way, madam, and your weird mutant sheep friend.
Yeah.
I also like the visual of this tiny little pixie doing
Riding
this
a
to
sheep
these.
mimic.
Yeah, to these presumably like human-sized
Yeah.
elementals.
Yeah. But they're like, hi, fellow elemental. Yes, we are also elementals. And I'm a
Want to go
sheep.
skateboards?
Yeah. I will peek behind the DM screen on that one. The DC was a 14 unless you were accompanied by Eric or Toof. At which point it became an 18 because they are not inclined to like those two people. However, you got like a 21, so I was like, yeah, all right, fine. You do it. It wasn't as easy as all that, but Dahlia is a lovely person, and therefore, yeah, they were like, oh yeah, sure, buddy. There you go. Go on then. Yeah, that was going to be my favorite moment as well. So I'll have to come up with something else. I liked you talking to the plane itself. I liked when you heard back from the plane, when you finally got in contact with it, and it told you that when it said, oh no, wait, actually, no, my favorite Fenway bit was just before that, when you relayed information I'd put into the world earlier, that the life nodes move, and you were like, sorry, yeah, it's actually, I think it was my favorite moment last time as well, is the way you took information I had given you and then relayed it in character. I really enjoyed how you made it a personal thing from Dahlia, that you were relaying this information. Putting DM knowledge into the world in a really natural way was really nice. And I was just like, yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Thank you.
I loved the little interaction where you're like, Toof, sheep, vegetables. Like, remember how you're meant to be a herbivore?
You're a sheep, buddy. And it's like, oh yes, I sheep.
Oh yeah. I love
Sure,
vegetables.
yeah.
I was just joking about heel or leg. There's no spare leg though, right?
I just like to imagine like Dahlia occasionally just casually leaving like a steak out.
Yeah.
Oh, accidentally dropping a
hey,
steak.
grain for the sheep, and I dropped a steak.
Oh no! What accidentally
Where
happened?
would
And
you
it's
get
all
a steak on this
dirty.
plane?
Any number of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, a big cartoon steak.
Yeah.
Yes, with a bone, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-bone.
Also, I
T-Rex bone.
really like how Fenway describes the magic that Dahlia has, because Dahlia is clearly a very different person to how we are. So it's a very interesting thing to observe, and I really like it. It really stood out to me.
Thank you.
That earth spell, says Bishop Blood. Yeah. I thought it was cool because of it being so appropriate for the situation. I was like, interesting that she even has this spell. Yeah, that was really cool.
I like the
favorites.
little touch as well of saying, look, I'm not really familiar with earth spells, but this is what kind of needs to happen right now. That was cool.
Favorite self moment.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that I really enjoyed the act of describing the spell. One of the things that I think I don't know why it is the hardest thing for me, but coming up with descriptions on the fly is something that I struggle with most of the time. But when I have a description of my character, coming up with descriptions for spells, I actually really enjoy. So
Cool. Yeah, excellent. I would also say, further to what I had said before about how you bring DM knowledge into the world, I would like to highlight you came in as you didn't know any of these people. You played with me once, and you never played in this world, in this plane. You were completely you had nothing, and you slotted in really, really well, and hats off to you for that. It was really cool.
thank you.
I appreciate the heck out of having you here. Any other favorite Fenway moments? Karen, you said you had two.
Oh, someone took my other one,
Alright.
which was about the guards and just
Yeah.
diplomacying the hell out of that situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, I think we should go away from here now because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while.
Oh my gosh, German moments.
What we didn't do you?
Yeah, Tony caught me as well. A 1 on the dice. Yeah, got him. Very well. Favorite DM moments. Brendan's already told me he liked
I've
the
done mine.
unexpected offer.
I love the ongoing kind of awareness of the sentience of the plane. So like when the guard's like, oh, it's about the size of that rock, and the rock's like, well, I'm getting the heck out of here. And like the fact we were clearing a path to the mountain because all the hills and trees were like, no, I'm not dealing with that. It's a lovely detail in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's fun to have a situation where the world itself reacts to your presence.
I quite enjoyed the consistent interaction that we had with Toof. I love Toof, and I loved his personality, and I really appreciate the way that you roleplay him.
Thank you. Bishop Blood says all of the Earth mentions. Toof is gold, yeah.
I would say also I think I mentioned it the last time we talked about this, but I always like the description of the mountains you give, because it's very clear that they are huge and outside of our comprehension as beings. So like the way it moves, the way it chomps down, it was like very visceral and very interesting to observe. I really liked it.
Thank you.
Favorite
Cool.
self?
Yeah, reminds me of Tig. Oh, yeah. Oh, Toof reminds you of Tig. Yeah. Leg, finger food? Num num num. Yeah, but Tig was an avowed carnivore, and no one could convince her otherwise. She ate an ally's leg because it had been removed, and we had to grow him a new one, because I was like, I can fix that. Oh no, Tig's gone. Fuck. Well, that's a much harder spell, but I could still cast it. Fortunately, I had rejuvenate. I had regenerate. So,
Regenerate.
Yeah. And, the DM was like, nope, doesn't work like that. I'm like, it literally says this. And he was like, well, Tig's eating it now. I'm like, yep, does look like Tig is eating it now. My favorite me moment. I liked the scarabs. I liked the kefir. I thought they were neat. I didn't know what you were going to do with 25 gold pieces worth of scarab per scarab, but I liked the description of them. I thought they were neat. I thought as an enemy, as a different kind of thing to fight, with some interesting mechanics like the double damage for area effect stuff. I thought that was a neat idea. Cool. Excellent. All right. Well, we've been streaming for a gosh darn while, and we should probably let Fenway get on with our day and the rest of us go to bed. So, well, no, Daria's got a little while left. So we thank you very much, everybody, for coming and joining us. Thank you to Slasher the Fox for the new follow, you bloody champion, and all of our other friends in chat. It's been great seeing you here. Thanks for joining us. So we should go away from here now. But before we go, Brendan, who the heck are you? Where can we find you?
I'm
and what are you
Brendan
doing?
Ellis. I'm just vibing. I'll be back next week for more Humblewood adventures.
Alrighty. Fenway, what are you, who are you, and where will we find you next? What are you up to at the moment?
Well, at the moment, I'm not up to too many things. This is actually my last. This is actually my last game for a little while. Currently, I'm taking summer classes at a university in college, so I'm focusing on that at the moment.
Not a bad thing to do. Focus
That's
on your
fair.
studies. Yeah.
Yeah, but
We lose so
You
many
can find
players
me-
to studies.
yeah.
Damn you, education.
But you can find me on Twitter at Fenway the Teen DM and on Facebook, Instagram, probably. But I will definitely still be most active on Twitter for at least a little while. We'll see how that goes.
Until it implodes.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for having me, though. I had a really good time.
It has been an absolute pleasure. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am Karen, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer. My knitting is going quite well. You can follow me on Twitter as well until the dumpster fire completely implodes at Mother O Bunnies. Or you can follow my burlesque alter ego, Miss Lola Moore, on the Instagrams. You can catch me in the flesh this Saturday night at Dungeons and Drunks for Winterfest, where I am DMing the hair-raising adventure, which is inspired by the Monty Python and the Holy Grail movie, which is going to be fun. And then on Sunday night, because rest is for the weak and the less wicked, I'll be performing at the Rosemount Hotel with Lady Velvet Cabaret. So yeah, if you're in Bridgetown on Saturday or Perth on Sunday, you can actually meet me in the real world. Or you can find me back here either on Tuesday or Thursday next week.
Splendid. And Daria, who the heck are you?
My name is Daria. I'm an artist. You can find my art on this channel, and you can find my face here on Thursdays when I play Julio for Humblewood.
Love it. And Mesdames et Messieurs, Damen und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel Corso's Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG games with my lovely wife Karen, the Mother of Bunnies, and all of my splendid friends, including some excellent guests every now and again. We will be starting up Midnight and Madness, not this Monday, but next. So more Humblewood goodness will be coming to your ear and eye holes soon. We also have the second part of our second Teens in Space. Teens in Space! Two-shot. Coming back this Monday, where the gang have just made proper first contact with the Haralka, and now they must travel to their homeworld and convince them to join the Org, the large nebulous thing that they work for. It might be sort of like Star Trek's Federation. Yes, other than that, you can often find me over on the Law Right, playing Olenia Petrovna on Friday evenings in Shadows Over Morna. I will be down in Winterfest running some games down there on the weekend as well. I will be running the Legend of the Jarapatitsa, and I will also be running my own game. In fact, I will be rerunning Temples and Topsails, the game, the 100th episode of Humblewood, because it was a really fun game. So I've made it system agnostic and setting agnostic, and made it available for everyone. Exactly, Crispin. The Org. Exactly. Guys, Karen, could you tell me about Ukraine?
I can. You may have heard about the war in Ukraine. It's been a bit sucky for the Ukrainians. So if you're in a position to sling them a little bit of cash, you can do so at one of the two links in chat. The first is just a straight up donation link through the emergency action appeal. Pick your charity, pick your not-for-profit, give them some money. They'll be appreciative. Or you can, for the low price of £1, purchase a copy of the Curious Compendium of Slavic Myth, which includes the one shot that Josh just mentioned. And also creatures subclass is a cool map inspired by Ukraine. It's all kind of infused with Ukrainian, Eastern European folklore. It's very cool. And yeah, it's just £1, and that money goes to the British Red Cross appeal for Ukraine.
Thank you very much. Fenway, important point. You have both an inspiration and a D4 gifted to you. I will allow you to keep your inspiration for the next time you inevitably appear on this channel, you wonderful being. However, you may donate your D4 to either Eric or Julio, as Kesh already has one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
What a choice.
I'm gonna roll for it. Because I don't feel
Good
like
idea.
choosing between people.
That's fair. If it helps, Julio already has an inspiration, Eric doesn't.
True.
Roll for
You know
it.
what?
Roll for it.
Roll for it.
Roll for it? Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, Brendan, would you like to be even or odds?
He's odd.
Look,
He's pretty
I'm
odd.
odd. Yeah.
Okay. So odds you'll get it, evens Julio will get it. And it is a 9. So odd. And that means you get your D4.
Excellent. Alrighty, a
Thank
D4
you.
bonus for Brendan.
And now this way, Daria, we will still judge you, but we can deflect onto the dice rather than...
Yeah.
I
just
would
making a
never
call.
judge our beautiful guest.
Just everybody.
Only you. Only
Yeah,
you.
everyone else will
Just
judge.
Brendan, yeah. But the next time you come back here, you will have an inspiration, so keep that in mind. I'm
will.
almost certainly going to be in contact with you about International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day, which is our charity stream that we do in September.
Ooh.
The 19th to the
Fantastic.
21st of September is International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day. And it's actually not just, it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day, but I'm Josh the Pirate. So we should go away from here now, because we've been streaming for a while. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to go and raid the Phoenixy Wacky crew. John, Phoenix over there is an amazing DM and a lovely bloke. So throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell them where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week on Thursday night for Humblewood, or 7:30 on Monday night for some more Teens in Space. Say goodbye, everybody.
Spice.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.